Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the most jank stream you will ever see in your lifetime on this channel. Hello. So many stories for y'all already, and I've only been here for a couple of hours, honestly. But let's get it, honestly. I'm so freaking excited to be here with y'all today. My day has been a wild one, and that's what I'm here to tell y'all about. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone, and welcome to my stream. My name is Miss Chim Chim, but this is the absolute. Why is there a circle? Okay. This is the most jank stream you guys will ever see in my stream's history. I think on day one, when I started streaming, the stream looked better than this. I'm not gonna lie. Okay? But I could not miss today's monumental game. The Jays, thank you so much for the 16 months. I do not have my soundboard. I wish y'all could see my setup. I wish y'all could. Okay? Reporting live from the front lines. Okay? No, but for real, y'all, like, I wish I could have IRL live streamed my life today. Okay? I am so for serious, y'all. It has been the most wild. Y'all want to see my setup? I got y'all. Hold on. Like, I just want y'all to know I am streaming by any means. Like, I don't care that this is what it looks like. It's like, I wanted to be here with y'all, okay? This is my setup. Alright, I posted it in Discord. This is my setup right now. I am so... Whose jersey are you repping today? You already know what time I'm on. Like, I don't even know why you asked this question. Type V. Hold on, let me show you. See it? You already know what time I'm on. Okay, let me give y'all the rundown. Of why this stream looks like this. I just want y'all to know that past me from the past, set myself up for greatness, okay? I left a PC here with all peripherals. I can see the highlight my message. I think it normally shows up in chat. I left all of my peripherals here. So mouse, keyboard, microphone, PC, monitor. I left everything here. So my brother dissected my old PC for PC parts. Keyboard, nowhere to be found. Microphone, nowhere to be found. Everything's gone. So, a good thing to remember, I will always bring my travel PC. I'm so glad I brought my laptop. I was not going to bring my laptop. No, I didn't. Also, today I traveled from LA to Atlanta, Georgia, right? So my flight was set to leave at 9:30 a.m. I did not leave until 11. Yes. I board the plane. There's someone sitting in my seat. So I don't even say nothing. I just sit behind them because there's a free row. Also, mind y'all, this is 2 hours after I leave stream. 2 hours after I end stream. So 2 hours after Genji gets eliminated, I'm at the airport. Okay, cool. I'm at the airport, boop bop da boop bop, 2 hour delay. Okay, cool. I get on the plane, someone in my seat. I sit behind them because I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to do nothing. They gonna know they gonna have to move when somebody asks me to move, right? So that happens. A family comes up to me and they're like, "You're in our seats," and I was like, "Oh, is this not 15?" And then the person in front of me moves, and I was like, "I'm so sorry, guys. It's my fault. I apologize." And then I moved to my seat. I then proceed to go to sleep as I am sleep deprived. Obviously, have not sleep. It's a 5 hour trip from LA to Atlanta, Georgia. So I'm getting 5 hours worth of sleep. Fire. I am about an hour into my sleep section. I awake from my slumber. And the people, I had the aisle seat, and the people in my row, they were honestly super duper sweet, so I did not mind. But they were like, we need to use the restroom. Can we get out? And I'm like, yeah, sure. So I let them out. That happens about 2 times. Was it unfortunate? Yes, but I mean, that's just what happens when you're in an aisle seat. Like, they were kind. So, yes, the people behind me did have a screaming baby for the duration of the flight. Wow! I did bring headphones. So it was okay. But it just added on to the series of events that was happening. And, happens, right? Love that. So that was really, really fun. But I think I was so sleep deprived, and with my noise cancellation headphones, it did not matter. I passed out. So I did sleep for the rest of the plane ride. I dropped down. Mind you, I'm in sweatpants, but I have on my outfit under my sweatpants because I got to do a quick change. I'm not walking into DreamHack unprepared in some sweats. No, ma'am. I will be boots down. Don't know who I'm gonna see. So I make a quick change in the airport bathroom, and then I proceed to go outside. The split second I touch down from LA, my brother is like, "I'm here." I'm like, God bless. Because normally when I touch down, I gotta wait about 20 minutes for somebody to arrive. My brother was on time. Love that. And so he's like, "You want to drive?" So I drive us to DreamHack. And because of the flight delay, we are pretty late to the day. But I'm just like, let's just pop up. Let's get our badges, and let's just walk around, get the lay of the land. And so me and my brother, we end up having so much freaking fun. We ended up playing Mario Kart together. We ended up playing like this VR 1v1 game together. We walked around. We were talking to people. Like, it was actually so much fun despite us being so late. Then I take us out to eat. I buy him some ramen. Who won though? I won 2 out of 3 of the 1v1s. So I'm going to say I won. But it was so much fun. It was like VR 1v1s. It was so much fun. What else happened? They were having freaking Clash of Clans tournaments, like the same way that we are watching Worlds. They had Clash of Clans and Smash tournaments, like on the big screen. It was crazy. I also ran into Holy Grail, IRL. Super nice person. It was such a blast. And tomorrow they actually have a arena 1v1 tournament. So, girl, where are you? No, truly. So that was super duper fun. I think I'm gonna try and enter into the arena tournament tomorrow. I think that'll be so cool. But then after, remember how I said I wanted to go get the Riftbound card packs so we could do unboxings? I went to this super remote location, and I want y'all to know I picked it up for y'all. So this is a full pack. I think there's guaranteed to be a rare in here. So I think that's going to be so fun. Um, I want to open them when I get home though, because if I open them here, I am afraid they'll get lost. But I also took y'all's advice and I also got some sleeves because y'all said like it's really important to wear sleeves for the unboxing. So shout out to y'all. Thank y'all for recommending that. I'm so excited to do the pools or whatever. It's gonna be a blast. Um, but yeah, I think that's super duper lit. Um, and yeah, we got. There was no way I was just gonna not stream today. T1 versus Top Esports elimination match. Nah, bro, I'm locked in. I'm locked in. So I was a little bit confused. I'm not gonna lie with the timing of Worlds, but it's because of daylight savings time. So it says it starts at 2. Not only did the time change happen for me because I'm 3 hours ahead, but also daylight saving time winds us back. So like it's 4 hours of downtime that I didn't know I had. I was gonna start stream at 11 p.m. EST, which would have been 4 hours before World starts, which would have been fine if I had my PC because I could have played League. We could have been getting some rank games in, but that's just impossible with the situation that happened. So I was definitely scrambling to get my microphone. Never found it. I do want to ask y'all, how does the mic sound right now? Like, does it sound absolutely disgusting, or like how are we feeling? It sounds fine. Mic sounds pretty good. Hey, a win is a win. A win is a win. That's not your normal quality, but still good. Okay, bet. Yeah, so I was gonna bring like peripherals, but I was so sure I had everything here. But what's going on, Lil Emos? Luckily, I don't have to be full screen for the duration of today's stream. Um, Luckily, I'm just in this upper right-hand corner, so y'all can't really see how donkey quality it is. You know what I'm saying? Like we're kind of chilling. Not gonna lie. But also shout out to y'all. Thank y'all for being here. T1, holy moly! I need y'all to show the freak up. Also, can we just talk about Gen G versus I just feel like there's been so much that's been happening behind the scenes. Gen G versus KT. People are like, dude, when will Chovy ever win or whatever? Like, I feel like the world is setting Chovy up for failure by the continued comparison to Faker. When Gen G just can't make it to finals. They can't even make it to finals. They can't even win finals. I feel like, yeah, no. I feel like Chovy, despite what y'all think, I feel about Chovy, Gen G was still good. They didn't play horribly. I just think KT is on a monumental run. KT is going crazy. I heard Stunt say he isn't as good as these world players. I don't, again, I don't hate Chovy. I know y'all think opposite of that, but I really don't hate this man. But it really is people setting him up for failure by saying he's the best mid. And I quote, they said yesterday, Chovy is the best mid laner in the world. Insta first blood. Loses the series, eliminated from Worlds. How are y'all making these claims? I feel like they're baseless. He may perform domestically, but like, I feel like it's an insane statement to say this is the best mid laner in the world, comparing him to Faker day in, day out, and then he can't even win worlds. He had an insane team surrounding him, so we can't say team diff. They can't say team diff. I don't think this would be as big as a problem as it is if he wasn't being set up. I feel like he's a good player, but yes, just comparing him to the literal best mid laner in the whole entire world, like it's setting him up for this discussion of like, is he choky? Is he the best? Just don't even make those claims from the get-go. Just don't even make those claims from the start. Is he a good mid laner? Yes. Oh, I appreciate you, Sierra. I've heard about that. I've heard about that. I appreciate you. Not you, not you beat boop. Yeah. I feel like it's a setup because of the over expectation of him. And it's more than just the over expectation of him. It's not Chovy needs to carry Gen G to Worlds. Gen G has continuously fallen short. So it's not just Chovy. He had a super team this year. Ruler was popping off. Canyon was going stupid in the cut in top lane. I don't think it goes to say that he's bad or Gen G is bad. I just think KT got the best of them. KT was great. KT looks like the winner of Worlds. Let's not forget, even Faker had his freshman and had an insane run and still game runner-up on the roster. But they ran it back and got Worlds back-to-back. I just think that the world has set Chovy up for disaster by making all of these false claims, by making all of these comparisons to the literal GOAT of League of Legends. I've been saying this all Worlds long. I've been saying it all years long. Like, I've been saying this since last year. And y'all know this. This is why y'all think that I hate Chovy. Because since last year, y'all been talking about Chovy this, Chovy that. Chovy the best, Chovy the best. Since last year, I was like, I don't see it. That's why on the bingo board, it says Chovy does not see the Chovy hat or the Chovy hype. I feel like this just goes to prove my point. So is it half an hour early or half an hour late? Technically, we are half an hour later than what we're supposed to be, but the clock's rolled back to give us that extra hour. Good morning, 13. He's just a good player. That's it. Boom. Why can't we just end it there, Van? Why can't we just end it there? 30 minutes? I gotta sit here and yap for 30 minutes?
So, yeah, yesterday was so exciting. I guess we're finally allowed to say it, Emily.
Yeah!
We're hoping for the same today.
My team's in World's Finals, guys. What the heck?
All gas, no breaks.
Well, I may have played myself.
Still going up, up.
I mean, it was one of the most insane upsets we have ever had.
I may have played myself. I'm turned as well. I think nobody is claiming Chovy is the GOAT. They are. Oh, well, okay. I see what you're saying. I think nobody is claiming Chovy is the GOAT, but the current best player is Chovy, winning 2 MSI and recent LCK trophies. GOAT and current best are different. Okay, if that's the case, then undeniably, as I've said, Faker is the GOAT, the best League of Legends player of all time. But what they're making claims is that Chovy is the best mid laner in the world currently. If that is the case, then what has happened for the past several years shouldn't have happened. No, I'm not in China. I freaking wish, brother. Holy. But like I'm not even the midst of comparing what the heck. I'm not even in the midst of comparing Faker to Chovy or saying Chovy isn't good. I think he's a good player. I don't think he would be a pro player if he wasn't a good player. I think there's obviously a reason that people look at him, but I think people have overhyped him and now he can't live up to that hype. If he was the greatest mid laner in the world right now, he would have been able to carry his team. I have no hate on Chovy. He may only be missing that dog in him. You know, when you watch those animes, that show characters where the main character is wild, while his rival antagonist is all about order and structure. Have the main character teaching the rival that you need more than perfect fundamentals to win. I think that's fair. I feel like that's a fair analysis. I think that's a fair analysis.
Historically, top esports has not dealt well with international pressure, right? As we see.
What if you played some solo for 30? I don't know if my computer would be down for solo queue. I just don't know if she'd be down. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm just not gonna lie to you. I think that Genji is good. I think it's obvious that they're good. They made it to quarterfinals. But were they good enough? And that's not even shady. I think it's obvious that they weren't because they were eliminated. And like sometimes people may hear me say that and be like, oh, she's being mean to Genji, or oh, she's a hater. No, that's just facts. No, like that's just me bluntly saying they didn't make the cut. They weren't good enough because they didn't advance. Like simply that. I saw an interview that Chovy doesn't even play solo queue much anymore, which honestly reflects what happened yesterday. I don't hate Chovy, just disappointed. It was tough, bro. It was tough. I do hope that Genji finally gets their Worlds win. I do hope that Chovy gets his Worlds win eventually. But TS was that kind of team that if you count on him, they might let you down. But I would hate for Chovy to finally get that Worlds win and people instantly gratify him with, this is why he's the best mid laner in the world. No, brother. No, brother.
We're taking a look, Azale, at just some of the unfortunately lowlights of the LPL losing to Faker.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of them. The problem is
Genji could have won, but the pressure got to them, and Chovy especially. The world has put an immense amount of pressure on that man. Set him up, truly. When Faker retires, this was something that my brother and I were actually talking about. What is League of Legends gonna do when Faker does retire? And I think that is why League hypes Chovy up so much, because they want him to be the next Faker. I think that's why. I think that's why. For him to continuously get so far every year and just not make it shows he's not the best in the world. That's my thought process. It shows he's good, though. The fact that he can always make it to quarterfinals or semifinals shows he's good. But do you see how what I'm saying is like, because he is always able to make it to semifinals or quarterfinals shows he's good? League of Legends is still a 5v5. It's still a team game. And the way we talk about Chovy and only Chovy and not Genji as a whole, I think is also setting him up. Because we're talking about Genji. Genji is the team that made it to quarterfinals. Genji is the team that made it to semifinals. But we're talking about Chovy. It is still a team game, and people forget about those other players. Chim, you're not in front of your regular setup is all good. Yes, I'm just traveling right now. I'm in Atlanta for a convention, and I wasn't gonna miss out on streaming Worlds. Pause. Bay is talking.
Finals. We still saw a lot of improvements compared to the Swiss stage. What specifically do you see as improvements for T1?
스위스 스테이지랑 비교했을 때 크게 달라진 부분은 이제 저희가 오브젝트 교전에서 좀 포지션을 잡는 부분에서 조금 발전된 부분이 있다고 생각하고, 그리고 실수도 지난 스위스 스테이지에 비교하면 좀 덜했던 것 같습니다.
Now, taking a bit of a step back, in 2023, you had to take down all the LPL teams to make it to the finals. In 2024, you joined World Championship as the 4th seed. This year, a bit of both. But how different do you feel this run this time around?
월드 항상 저희는 또 APL 팀과 SK 팀들과 싸우는 경기라고 생각을 하기 때문에 싸우는 경우가 많았다고 생각을 하기 때문에 이번에도 뭐 비슷하게 나온 게 아닌가 생각하고 있습니다.
And looking at the next opponent, it is going to be Top Esports. Is there a specific threat in Top Esports? And can you tell me what you think about Cream as a mid laner?
탑 e스포츠 같은 경우에도 좀 초중반에 공격적인 모습이 많이 나오기 때문에 그런 부분들을 좀 조심을 할 것 같고, 또 크렘 선수 같은 경우에도 굉장히 또 잘하는 선수라고 생각하기 때문에 저도 잘 준비해 보겠습니다.
All right, looking forward to this matchup then. Now, it is your 10th World Championship, and I know that you said on stage that you did not even realize that you've been at World 10 times already. Thinking about, reminiscing a bit, is there a specific moment or some specific moments that you keep with you from your Worlds runs?
사실 월드 기간 동안 실제로는 거의 호텔에서 연습만 하기 때문에 좀 경기를 준비했던 기억밖에 없는 것 같고, 또 그 와중에 또 가장 또 기억에 남는 순간들은 역시 우승할 때나 좋은 이제 결과를 얻었을 때 그런 순간들이 기억에 남는 것 같습니다.
Alright, let's see if you can add another one then. 인터뷰 너무 감사합니다. Thank you so much. Jisun, thank you so much.
Thank you, Bay.
It's just like me for real. The goats stay in line.
Okay.
Tour around. He's here to
Yeah.
play League of Legends and stack up world titles.
I agree with what you're saying, Maria. Especially if he doesn't get that Worlds win before Faker retires.
Because regardless of their draw, which I'm going to say it was fraud, it was fraudulent.
That's fair.
But they still won, and I think they really shored up a lot of those things versus AL.
They really did, and there were a couple of members that had to step up.
Thank you, Troy. I'm having a great night. It's been a really insane day, and I'm really excited for a great night, and hopefully I get some sleep before I have to go to DreamHack tomorrow. I'm actually gonna pull up with a couple of friends. I think it'll be fun. I've missed them, so it's gonna be fun. Also, if y'all are just now tuning in, I got the Riftbound packs. I don't know why my thing isn't focusing on them. I don't know why it's like blurring it out, but I got the Riftbound packs. Very excited for unboxings those. Hello. Okay. I like unplugged my headphones, so it messed up the audio. Bingo. I can open up bingo. I can open up bingo, but I wouldn't be able to check them until the end of the games. I am running on a 1 PC setup, so like I would only be able to check bingos in between games. If that's okay. If y'all are okay with that, then we can set up bingo right now. But I want to let y'all know from the jump, like, it will be slow. It will be Like, you have to really bear with me, okay? You have to really bear with me, because this is... If you go into the Discord, you see my setup, you know what I'm saying? So, if y'all are okay with that, then yes. Let's set that up. It really is a Zoom interview. It really is. No kizzy.
So AL from their point of view are saying, okay, Carrie is in the
All right,
rush.
let's...
That's the clone, so we can actually.
That's crazy.
We can play it one more time. Watch, Leona ult is actually even gonna get thrown.
That's crazy. Okay. Hold on one second.
He's not even reacting. Then he pounces, dives forward, gets the ulti onto the Corki, forces the flash off the LeBlanc, single-handedly wins the fight. And if that goes wrong, it would be a disaster. Now watch from the other team's point
Wait
of
on
view.
me. Wait on
They
me.
don't have any vision on this. They can't see what is happening in the brush. They're completely fooled by it. And it's such a high-risk play. Because, again, this is match point. This is T1 going home. If he gets called on this one, steps up like that into the Corki and LeBlanc, you get one shot, you probably lose the fight, and you probably lose the series.
And the individual play there from Carrie has highlighted the fact that Bluma is ready. But what I also want to highlight, and that's something that for me has really been what kind of blew me away, is that even though this four-man core has been together for so long, it's that the second that Carrie goes to play, Owner has
Not seen the inbox. Yeah, I don't remember my login for bingo. Just give me a second as I try to remember that.
So far, the question is, will they today? And when talking about a bot lane specifically on the other side, I don't think they're shaking in their boots, but our featured matchup presented by Mercedes-Benz, Jackie Love.
Can remember that.
Today, in the featured matchup presented by Mercedes-Benz, Faker and Jackie Love clash in a battle of legacy. Korea's unkillable Demon King versus China's relentless prodigy. Jackie Love burst onto the world stage in 2018 and captured the title.
Yeah, y'all can watch that while I set up bingo. What is my
that same glory year after year, determined to prove that it wasn't a one-time thing, but true greatness. It's Kanavi now on a killing spree. Here comes home. G2 thought they had the angle. TS strike revenge for MSI. Faker, the face of League of Legends, has reached the trophy again and again, redefining what excellence means in esports. His name alone commands respect. But for the greatest of all time, anything...
You were really close. You just needed the solo kills.
TS to the long list of teams that they have taken down. T1 at Worlds are titans, and they move on to the semifinals. Who will rise? Jackie Love, the fire that refuses to fade, or Faker, the legend that never dies?
It's always Faker, babes.
And I want to take a minute to talk a little bit about
I'm gonna have to reset my password.
This was one of the most prodigious ADCs, super hyped before his debut, comes onto an IG team. And so many times when I talk to players, like, what's your favorite moment? It's not often their best or like most otherworldly win, but it's their first win on a team with their friends, right? Jackie Love and Bowlin doing it, just winning the world's title. So for Jackie Love, it's the same two things, right? And then over his career, as we take a look at his world's finishes here, he's just been, I love this moment, by the way, as Rookie and Jackie Love both stumble under the weight of the trophy trying to carry it off. But this is the moment he's been chasing since his debut, because that biggest win and that win with his first team, with his friends, was the exact same thing.
And there are so many players that have been able to shine brightly and then burn out quickly, right?
Can y'all hear my typing?
Try and match your own peak is even harder, and obviously we have Faker that makes it a little easy, but there's been so many other players.
Can. Sorry.
That breaks the rule, but players like Jackie that just never relent and never give up, and many times have faltered at semis, and where he finds himself here again.
And I think for a lot of competitors, it's actually really more difficult when you have that initial success, because that is always the
Okay,
factor.
we're in.
All these players, when you talk about a BDD, when you talk about a Deft, when you talk about these guys, they are constantly driven by the dream of winning the world title. And when it kind of comes a little bit easy to you, when it
We're
just
in, we're in, we're
you
in.
get there, and it's
Okay.
not that he's not working hard, it's not that he didn't deserve it, but it came right away.
I would love y'all
chasing as much, you're just trying to repeat what you've already done, which I think can make it so hard.
If y'all want any specific,
so to keep pushing year after year after year.
I actually love that you drew the comparison with BDD, because I think yesterday we had a story of someone, although not having the World Championship success, but having relative success and having a really early peak and chasing that for so many years. They went above and beyond, and that's why I think if we bring it into this matchup, Emily,
see y'all's chat.
that they can do it, right? Because yes, all the history is against them, but there would be no more fabled time than right here in China in front of their home crowd.
Okay, so I have to go through and change all of the squares that have like player specific things since we have 2 new teams playing. So the ADC for top esports is going to be Jackie Love. So Guma Yushi solo kills Jackie Love. Top tech pause, Chim yawns. Only 1 player is alive after a fight. Chim leaves to go get a snack. See an X player on screen. Faker's solo kills. Mid laner is going to be Cream. New ADC picked, Silas Band, Faker Fangirl. This will be Cream, solo kills Faker. I'm not able to see y'all's chat as I'm going through this because I only have one PC that I'm using. So I do apologize, but I will pull y'all back up. I just want to make sure I get this ready before the game starts. Someone is wearing a jersey of a team that is not playing. Hope solo kills Gumayushi. That should be Jackie Love. Oh, are they doing an interview? Oh, they're interviewing Jackie Love.
After Swiss stage, I had an interview with him and he was telling me that an important aspect for TS is the mindset, the mental aspect, and that is something that he has been working on with you and the rest of the team. Could you tell me more about this?
就是我们可能在有一些游戏内容上来说的话，会打得比较急躁。然后最近的话，我觉得我们这方面是做的挺好。然后就是心态这一方面呢，就是需要每个人就是自己去调整嘛。然后就是平常大家也会一起就是聊聊天，因为就怕大家有压力嘛。然后就是给大家分担点压力。我觉得现在我们每个人的心态也都就非常好，因为
This is a different day
没什么。 就是也
for the interview.
什么压力的吧，不能被外界所影响，就准备好接下来的比赛。
I'm glad to see that it's going well for you. A bit more about you. I kept on reading during.
Oh, period, Peachy.
I was just wondering how has it been going and how did you manage to power through and.
Yeah, one of these videos is from another day for sure.
这方面就是我身上最主要的其实是耳朵这方面吧，因为。 严重的时候就是会影响到平常训练，而且和
Because her hair is different as well.
这个是就比较关键的。然后，其实平常的话，就是还是去努力去克服吧。主要是在训练的时候，也就不要去想它嘛。然后就是想着是所有比赛打完之后，然后再去就是好好去看一下。
Cannot wait to see more of TS in semifinals. 谢谢. Thank you so much for the interview, Wendy. Thank you so much for the translation.
And there's something I want to latch onto
Okay.
when it comes to the
Back to
first
bingo.
part of the interview, because some of the most memorable moments for Worlds for me thus far have been Carrier. They were down 1-2. He made a mistake. Takes off his.
Okay, Jackie Love solo kills Gumayushi.
Because all make a mistake. Didn't care. Just.
I might be inting y'all today because I don't see myself saying this tonight. So we should probably change this.
Team did have, right? In 2018 IG. I remember
What could we change this to? I'll get back to that. Let's go through and make sure we hit everything else. Lucian pick, unconventional pick. Doran gets solo killed. Likely to happen.
And so I think like if he can go back, if this top esports
Let's see.
Find a way to
last pick, Winyan, support first pick, Void Grubs, Deathless, Kill for bot.
I feel like when they're at their best domestically,
Canter pick, no deaths. Let's say T1. I'm just gonna say T1 wins
Now, when we look at the teams and kind of what has changed
the series. Sound ban, Infernal Soul, Baron gets taken within 2 minutes. Oh, you know what, guys? I gotta change it. It's semifinals. I said I was gonna take it down to a 5x5. I gotta take it to a 5x5.
But I think that Doran thus far has
okay. Let's continue on. Infernal Soul, T1 wins the series, no death. Enchanter, one Tarnation, Baron gets picked, Bard ban, Otacon, Broken Blade, solo kills 369. This will be for Doran. It is still 369 in the top lane though. The same ADC is banned 3 times in a series. Jinx picks, player dance IRL, player dances in game, someone steals Otacon, first blood for 2 minutes, broadcast freeze. Kim says she's tired. Doran goes 0-3. Lulu pick. Loses the game. Guma Yushi plays his own skin. Silver Scrapes. Broadcast glazes Chovy. Do y'all think he gonna get mentioned today? Should I keep that in? I'm gonna let y'all make the call. Do y'all think that Chovy will get mentioned today? No? Okay, so what should we change that to? What y'all want to change that to?
It's not just about shot calling, it's not about the veteran factor, it's about individual plays in this world.
I feel like they're gonna allude to G2 losing yesterday at some point. Oh, broadcast glazes Faker. Okay. Broadcast glazes Faker. Then we need to take out Faker mentioned. Samira hovered. Crowd does a fan check. Player fails. Player absolutely fails. Rift Herald, base raise, reverse sweep. Fire cosplay and crowd. Jungler misses smite. 5-man gank. Player gets one shot. Team gets feats of warfare before 7 minutes. Champion that never gets picked is hovered in champ select. Player thumbs up in real life. Tim says wrap this O up. Someone uses a T1 skin. Baker sacrifices himself so the team can prosper like a good husband would. I'm gonna change this one.
Hasn't looked too great. Have we seen it here at Worlds? No, we haven't.
And I think it's really poignant after if you look at what happened yesterday, right? And Chovy not being able to make it. You can have all those other things usually. You can be the best in lane. You can be the best at moving around the map or having the best champion pool. But if you don't have clutch,
Guma emotes IRL.
Absolutely. And another thing that I heard people talking about for Faker was
I feel like there's some duplicates in here, but I'm not really stressing them.
He's playing a new champion basically every single game, and he's looking stellar at it. You know, even the throwbacks to like the LeBlanc, which to me, every time Faker locks LeBlanc, I'm like, okay, let's go.
I think we can.
Legacy champion pool as well, and I think it's definitely interesting if you contrast it to players like Jackie.
Let's do Carrier gets a kill on a support roam timer. So this is gonna mean if Carrier roams during laning phase and he gets a kill, you can check this off. I kind of like that. Because I feel like Carrier is like the roaming king. Pink, thank you so much for the gifted sub. I appreciate you, love. Doran doesn't play with team/ints. Chim says, hey, beta Faker. Carrier picks Pike. I thought we had Carrier picks Pike in here. Maybe I took it out. What if they use a pink chroma, but it's not pretty? I think pink chroma and pretty is synonymous with each other. Not gonna try. Not gonna lie. I hope a quick 3-0 works or happens. I did hear. Are you talking about the orchestra Silver Scrapes? True.
I think this is a combination of like the T1 Worlds buff and
Do you want me to die, Sky? Yo, I wonder if my family has ingredients for a mug cake. I would love to make a mug cake.
I want to pull up all of our predictions as well. There were a couple of people yesterday who were correct in predicting the KT win. I think Azel was one of them, but you can see it. It kind of reflects how a lot of people want to give it to T1, but
since we're going for blackout now, so finals will be the blackout day. You can still get blackout today, but you can still win 5 by 5. So I've actually decreased it from a 6 by 6, so it's like regular bingo today. Ooh, what if we don't call it bingo, but we call it faker? You know? Like what if instead of bingo, we call it
I'm gonna have faith in
Faker.
TES to show the level of play that they've both shown thus far and that they've shown domestically. And that's why I'm going for free too, because I trust T1 blindly when it comes to winning. But for me, as the players themselves have said, as we heard Jackie Love say, all they want to do, they just want to perform, right? You just
Faco.
come here, show your best game. And I think that their best game, unfortunately, will not
Chimo.
be enough because of the level of their opponent.
Down bad, and
Banger best of 5 today.
You know, actually, I kind of had changed my mind. I was thinking about it more. I feel like
Jim, I high-key think I want to move to ATL, but like the South is also so bad. I don't know if I can.
with no fear. That's not a problem.
I mean, yes, but I love the South, man. Like it really is different. Is it open now? No, I haven't like hit save or anything yet. How much time we got? How much time we got? We got 2 minutes. This man is spelling faker.
You need to be able to make the right choices at the right moment.
He's about to spell faker.
Gonna need to have killer instinct.
Killer instincts, yeah.
You're gonna have to capitalize on it, okay?
Okay, anything else we want to add? So we have Gumayushi, we have Faker, we have Doran, we have a carrier thing. We need an owner. Owner steals. Well, we already have some player steals objective. Owner swipes Baron.
Throughout this series, when things get tough. But sometimes, though,
I want to do like owner steals and objective, but I already have like player steals and objective, so it would be a double mark off. Owner first blood. All right, bet. Owner gets first blood. One more. Owner is put on Sejuani duty. Okay. Any last minute can you make the name of the game Fakey instead? Because a lot of people are going to be typing Faker in chat. Okay, bet. And y'all, if you get bingo, you can still type bingo. You know what? Let's just change it to Chimo. How about that? You can type Chimo. Any final boxes?
They have another chance to get to the grand finals today for T1. But it is 12 years of
Oh, we have several Doran inting squares, Saint. We have not only Doran ints, but we also have Doran goes 03. And we also have Doran gets solo killed. We have several of those. We have multiple.
T1 versus top.
Multiple.
Find out who joins KT in the grand final of Worlds.
Player on losing team of series cries. Oh my gosh, Juan. Okay, we're getting started. Let me full send this. Wait, I wanna watch this though. Let's watch this and then I full send it. Wait, no, I'll full send it while we watch this. How about that? Lock in, y'all. I'll tell y'all when it's open. I'll tell y'all when it's open. I'm opening it soon. Chills.
去年输给 T1 之后，感觉就是差距比我想象中的更大一点，还是很失落的。
每次世界赛总能碰到 T1， 因为有飞快选手的存在。
Bingo is now open. Bingo is now open. Bingo is now open.
对于我来说，这一次会不一样的。我们都互相信任，我们都相信每个人也都能站出来。
输了的时候就要想着下次有机会一定要赢回来。我会努力抓住每一波机会。
Bingo is now open. Get your bingo cards. Exclamation point bingo in chat.
下逐于清，任由风打。
Click the link after typing bingo and type in your Twitch username.
이번 연도 같은 경우에는 그냥 모든 대회가 다 힘들었었던 것 같고요. 이렇게 연습 때부터 고전하는 적이 좀 처음인 것 같아서 실전에서도 좀 자신감이 없는 상황이었었던 것 같습니다.
제가 월즈 리핏을 이뤄내고 바로 다음 해에 교체 기용을 당한 거에 대해서 힘들었었던 것 같고, 그럼에도 한편으로는 세계에서 가장 대단한 선수인 페이커 선수도 그런 일이 있었기 때문에 저도 이 시기를 잘 보내보려고 노력했던 것 같습니다. 상혁이 형은 정말 많은 일이 있음에도 그 자리에 꿋꿋이 서 있는 게 가장 높은 대나무를 보는 것 같습니다.
T1이 없다면 유산도 없습니다. 유산을 가지고 싶다면 저희를 넘어야 할 겁니다.
然华夏祥瑞，气象大千。典籍所记，有神异瑞兽、龙首、弥身、怒宗。
Kills, bro. My lips are chapped.
瑞兽若现，天命将至。
I normally have 17 lip glosses nearby on my desk. What the frick is this?
挺进决赛。
What is happening? I'm just using my laptop
他
camera
们有很
today.
多可以失去的，但我们什么都不怕。
It's a mythical creature.
一切都是用来打破的。
결코 깨질 수 없는 기록도 존재합니다.
Let's go T1! Okay, I actually need my lip gloss. Yeah, they filmed that yesterday. Because there's no way they would have known, like, who's in Worlds.
上海，让我们用热烈的欢呼，有请来自 LCK 赛区的 T1， 以及来自 LPL 赛区的
What's up, Holy?
25, We're here at the penultimate series of the entire competition to see who gets the right to face KT Rolster in the finals in Chengdu.
This is for all the
week.
marbles. Well, it's not for all the marbles. It's for most of the marbles.
Reigning world champions, Korea's T1. Or
look at
will it be
in the front. Oh my gosh, he looks so
Chinese
good
team here in Shanghai with the LPL's top esports. I'm Captain Flowers here with Dagda and Vedius as we all find the answer to that question here today.
Top esports trying to do what no other LPL team has done before them, whereas T1 trying to do what no other team in the world has achieved in getting that three-peat for the title, and it sits there, all eyes on the trophy.
Expectations are that T1 will continue their legacy, but that is what makes Top Esports such a scary opponent. We've already seen at this year's World Championship that expectations can be defied, and today that responsibility falls on the shoulders of Top Esports as they go up against the Titans of T1.
And a Titan was already slain yesterday in the first semi-final. Gen.G, heavy favorites in the eyes of a lot of fans, a lot of analysts going into this tournament, taken down by KT, who have just shot meteorically straight to the finals. And now T1, who have been to finals so many times, versus Top Esports, who have never made it to the World Finals before. It could be another upset, or it could just be another stepping stone for the reigning champs.
Yeah, it's an absolutely insane world that we live in. Either curses are broken.
It did just start. We haven't seen any gameplay yet.
T1 go on to show that they are just the greatest team, even the greatest version of SKT and T1 that has ever existed.
Will finals be at a different venue?
Quite the timeline that we find ourselves in, gentlemen, and all I can ask for is that we see some fantastic League of Legends on the Rift.
I think quarterfinals and semifinals was at the same venue, but I think that finals is at its own venue.
Very much did push them to their very limits.
And
we'll see if Top Esports can do the same thing.
I think they're in Shanghai right now.
Their brothers in AL showed them the weaknesses in
this year's meta is boring AF, Cat, but I will say Game 5 of T1 versus
that man in the jungle, Kanavi, the man that just made fun of Skumon in the jungle.
Whoever the frick they were playing, it was phenomenal. It was phenomenal. They pulled out Mel, Anyone's Legends. Thank you. Sorry, when they get eliminated, I just out of mind. You know what I'm saying? But they picked Mel, they picked Seraphine, they picked Jinx, they picked Lulu. It was great.
Like you're talking about just 2 days ago in that quarterfinal, and now we'll see if Kanavi
I'd be down for that, Cupcake. All right, T1, pick something fun. Pick something fun.
Top on the red, Yone and Yunara banned out by T1, as Faker's Azir will not be allowed to enter the Rift from top.
Of course they're scared of Faker's Azir. Of course. Who wouldn't be? Who wouldn't be fearful of the greatest mid laner of all time?
Open up Cream to play things like the equality, the things he made his name on back when he started in OMG. But we'll have to see what that game plan is going to be, because when we look at the Anyone's Legend series, it was constantly taking Orianna and Azir away from T1.
The Poppy increases the value of things like Ambessa, Wukong, Rakan, and that Akali pick that Dagda was talking about.
Are y'all hyped?
T1, how will they shift their focus? Because with the Yone ban and the Yunara, Sion comes to attention, and immediately it's going to be banned away by
to
T1.
strike first.
So that first pick now looking to be the Wukong. T1 want to get their hands on it, a very powerful engaged tool. But the question is, will Top Esports allow
if you're
them to
playing
have it?
bingo
One will
tonight,
very well be
you
the ban
can
on the
get
side
your
of Top
bingo card
Esports
now.
if something
But I
like
just
the
want to
Ambessa is
reiterate,
something that they're
I am
eyeing.
not, I
think
don't
it's
have
very
dual
tight, essentially, what
monitors.
this
I'm on a
is gonna be. So
completely
the
different
bar from
setup
Carrier
because I'm
taken away
traveling.
once more.
So
This
it
was
will
another
be
staple
a
ban
slower
we saw from
process
Anyone's
of
Legend.
me
But it does
verifying
say,
bingos,
hey, go
okay?
on, take that
Please make sure
Orianna.
you let me
We're
know
gonna
you
try
have
and take the
bingo.
Akali
Do
here
not
for
let me
Cream
forget to
and
check your
answer
bingo.
with our own
Ooh,
style
we're
to
getting
Top Esports.
Faker
And you can
on
see their
Orianna.
100% presence in draft
It will be a slower verification process because I'm not able to click off that
they're going to buy themselves
a certain bingo has happened or a certain event has happened. So like, just have a little bit of grace. I will be asking like, oh, did something really happen, or like, when did this happen, so I can verify it. So I just want to just preemptively just bear with me. Yes, your bingo boards are open. Nightmares, thank you so much for the gifted sub. I appreciate you, love, and I hope you're having a beautiful day today, as well as It's Cowabunga. Thank you so much for the subscription, and welcome to the Mother Redacted Turnip Squad. If you are new here, I play bingo during Worlds. So if you type exclamation point bingo in chat, you can sign up, get your own randomized bingo board. Just type in your Twitch name, and as events happen during Worlds, you can check them off on your bingo board. I'm feeling fun. I'm feeling fresh. I'm gonna give away a Worlds 2025 Battle Pass today. So I will give away $10 RP, and I will give away one Battle Pass for bingo. Okay?
Opportunities in that top side of the map. So the Renekton ban.
It's an Ambessa.
It's an Ambessa angle, yeah.
Loving the comp so far. Y'all think we're gonna get Gumayushi T1 skin?
Like Alistair, Top Esports
I think we definitely will. Guma likes to farm
It could be
aura.
a great engage tool, a potential follow-up on the side of T1. Good frontline, and also just a great answer into the Sivir as well. Will Top Esports consider it ban-worthy, or do instead they have something in the top lane they want to get rid of?
My other thought is also something like a Braum ban, because 369 would love to go towards something like an Ornn. It sets up beautifully for the Wukong, the Akali. You've got two very mobile carries on the opposite side, and I think that may be something that they want to look for. But I am curious if T1 are going to read it, take the Braum for carrying that bottom side, and then
How you lit already? You went out tonight, PG?
Okay, we do have that Alistar banned away. The Nico going to be the ban instead. Earlier on in the day, Azael talking about the creativity of Carrier's Nico against anyone's legend, but they don't want to allow that to go over to Hong instead.
I feel Rakan might have a lot of value as a potential in the event of a Braum on the other side. It seems though that 369 wants to play more on the defensive route. They want to
wait. What is Sky taking
full
shots for?
Flexibility and what he's playing into Carrier. We know that Carrier is just a master of his range support, and the possibility of Varus Karma, Varus Renata, Varus in any combination.
Every time I say Faker,
could be a very deadly lane to deal with.
I really don't want to be the reason for your demise.
See if Ornn is going to be taken here in that top side.
I'm doing great, Sin. How are you?
That tool. Mordekaiser are actually going to be taken into the Casante here.
Whoa, they
there's that Rakan you were talking about. So T1 heavily reliant on
Rakan has a 9-1 win rate. Did y'all see that?
How do you then deal with the Rakan yourself? Because by removing away the Alistair, is Leona or Rel potentially just the safest thing you can go for? Have a little bit more engaged to
I don't approve. I don't approve.
Right now, they're considering the Nautilus having that single target lockdown to put more threat on the back line.
You better donate to their liver GoFundMe after the stream.
No. Okay, they're going to swap to the Karma instead. I wasn't sure if they wanted to go for an Enchanter in either the Luna.
No, about to be 10-1, Cone.
Counteract what has been that speciality of Gumayushi on this Varus. And it looks like that's the call. Just go for lane dominance in this bottom
I just
side.
told my pregnant girlfriend goodnight just to watch LCS with you. Am I terrible?
And try and snowball into effective dragon control and objective.
What?
Yeah,
just watch it together.
For Jackie Love, the mantra
just watch it together.
There's a lot of AoE speed up available on the side of Top Esports.
Yeah, I feel like we're already like we're getting into the nitty gritty, bro.
Kanavi on the Wukong.
And
the players are really ready to be aggressive
because we've seen before. I forget
Man
which game
has
it
his
was.
priorities
the Wukong
in order.
engages, more ults the Wukong, and now that engage disappears. And so Top Esports, they're gonna have to be very careful with how they
she
approach
doesn't like
these
the
fights,
games
because I don't think they're gonna have as easy a backline threat, given that they are so reliant on Kanavi to be that engaged.
It's a similar story for the Akali, right? Akali jumps in, Mord Ulster. You're not killing the Mordekaiser in the Death Realm, so I think you've got multiple strong targets here for Doran. Nice pick on the Mordekaiser. We'll have to see now how much value you can get, or are you going to be able to just play through
also,
this
I'm
pushing
fully
ball
on
lane
a
into
blow-up
early dragon,
mattress
into objective control,
at
and
my
try and set up
parents'
for a
house.
strong Top Esports early game?
Top Esports
Fully
coming
just wanna
out
blow up
with the
matches.
Orianna being given over on first pick. I feel like if you lose this first game, there's going to be a lot of
This is the
criticism
best
towards
watch
that
party
choice.
I've ever done.
Not only with the popularity of
Are
the
y'all in
champion so
bed?
far
Is
at the
everybody in
tournament, but
bed?
with Faker's
Everybody
legacy
chilling
on
in
it here
bed?
too. But we'll see if Top's plan works out as we're on to the Rift here for game number 1 in this semi-final best of 5 to see
Y'all
who
get
gets
cozied
to
up.
punch their
Yeah,
ticket
I'm in
to
bed,
Chengdu.
baby.
Runes up on
I'm
your
in
screen
bed,
right
baby.
now.
Hey.
Immediately I'm noticing it's Summoner Spellbook
Yeah,
for
brother.
Carria's Rakan. However, the comment over on the side of Top
Heck
Esports
yeah.
for home shows me they really, really want to play for that lane control.
Absolutely. Top Esports is
You're
very much
still
playing
at the
for that bot lane
club?
control that Dagda was talking
What
about
the
in
fricky?
draft, wanting to
Holy?
leverage their push to
Are
maybe
you at,
get
like,
early
an after
rotations
party?
to set up for the grubs, or maybe even set their sights on that
It's a
early
sleepover.
dragon in the early game. But before we even dive even deeper into that, I want to look back a little bit at last year, because these two teams are no strangers to one another, and we've got
Tech
a little bit more
pause.
time to talk about it.
Tech
because
pause.
last year, it was a one-sided affair. T1 made fun of Top Esports in convincing fashion with
Also,
a 3-0
I want to keep letting y'all know I got the
snuffing
Rift
their
Bound
hopes out
packs,
and eliminating
or the
them
Rift
before Top
Bound
Esports could
booster
find any
pack.
momentum
I
in the
really
playoffs.
want to
Yeah, and
open
even
one
when you
with
look at that
y'all.
game 1, it kind of
But
looked like
like,
Top Esports had gotten off to a decent start, but T1
if I
just
open
came
it,
alive and were able to dominate
I
the
gotta
rest of
take
the
the
series
cards
throughout.
home
Now, obviously,
somehow, and I
slightly
don't want them to
different
get
roster.
ruined.
Set up in there, you had Mako and you still had Tien that were on the team, and now it has
But I
been
wanna open them
shifting
with
over
y'all.
towards the Top Esports that aren't really playing towards that same style.
My
They
friend
are
is part
much
of the
more,
event staff, so I gotta
patient.
wait for
They're
her.
more about control.
I see.
They're more
I
about
see.
trying to set up around
But was it
objectives,
fun?
and I think it has given a new identity to this squad, but you are still going up against a T1 that it seems like at
Yeah,
Worlds
I
just
would have
come alive
loved to
every
have
single
gone
time.
out tonight, and I think
I
my
wanna go back
brother
to something that
would
you
have
were
liked
talking
to as
about
well, but
during the draft when we saw
there's-
the Rakan drafted there for
there's
Carrier.
no way I could have been able to.
Importance that is
Like,
being
with
placed on his
co-streaming,
shoulders as
not
the main
sleeping,
engage here for T1 in this game 1
like,
draft. I
there's
feel like
just
in
no
the
way.
Swiss stage, we didn't see the
I
best
really
League
wish
of
I could have,
Legends
though.
from Carrier
I heard there were a
that we've
couple
seen
of,
many
like,
times
parties,
before.
but
It didn't seem like
I
he
just
was
knew, like,
executing on the same level
I would have
that
been
we had seen in the
cooked.
past. But
I think
then
I
the
got like
series
4
against
hours
T1's
of
Legend
sleep,
just a couple of days
luckily,
ago in the quarterfinals.
before the
that
game
series
started,
that, like
so.
you mentioned, Vedius, went the full distance, best of 5.
No,
It
like,
was
truly,
Carrier who
Holy,
had
what the
a
frick?
ton of clutch plays.
Absolutely. And it's nice to see him really.
Is this your childhood
return to
bedroom?
the
No.
form that
This is actually my
so many
old
fans
have
in terms of their
stream
expectations for
room.
him as a player. And it's
When
always
I used to live
difficult
with my parents
as a
before I
T1
moved to
player
LA.
because of the
This
sheer
is the
amount
room
of
that I
pressure
streamed
that sits
in.
on your
So
shoulders. But it feels
if
like
you
that whenever they
remember,
return
like when
to
I
this
did
environment, to
the
this stage, it's almost like their
Heart
comfort
Steel
zone because all of
reaction,
the players come alive.
Yeah,
that
actually
was
was
all
watching
in
an
this
old
room.
owner interview earlier today that actually he talked about how it felt
My
like
mom knew I
feel
was
like a
coming
different stage when they
this
go to
weekend,
Worlds. They've
so
been
she
here so
cleared
regularly
out
and have played under these
this
pressure
room so I
situations
could have
so
it
effectively
to
that
like
it
sleep
kind
in
of
and
just
stream from.
our water off a duck's back for them at this stage, and that's why I think you're starting to see when they get into quarterfinals the like creativity coming back for players like Carrier, Faker
Yeah,
popping off in some of these
true,
plays.
true.
Again, it feels like they've kind of just settled back into what could be another LCK day for them.
And as
Okay,
we
we're
jump
back in, we're back in.
onto the Rift, there's a cool little tidbit for us on the caster desk, because Clayton, so
W
many years
Shamam,
ago,
yep,
you
yep,
had
yep.
the iconic call of Faker's Shockwave finding them all, and now we have Orianna and Rakan in the hands of T1, potentially giving you another
Let's go
opportunity.
T1.
Look, if I have the time, I'll make sure I credit Rakan as well. Right
Oh
back
yes,
to the
I need to lock
Orianna,
bingo.
But if they
I'm locking
engage in a
bingo,
split
guys.
Second, I might have to pick and choose yet again. We'll see if T1 can find
Bingo
that team fight magic
is now
here in the semifinals in
locked.
2025. On our screens right now, this bottom lane, we've already talked about it, but again, I feel like control, priority of this lane for Top Esports is so huge.
And I think that's why you're seeing Kanavi starting this top side of the map, right? He knows he's going to be able to shift his way down towards this bottom side.
And just
With the
kicking
push
my
on bot lane, should be able to
feet.
grab for himself. And one of the things that is kind of the shaping a lot of the full clears that we're seeing from the junglers is the fact that if you double full clear, you basically set up your camp so then you spawn that dragon in 5 minutes after you finished all your camps, and you can
You're
waddle
two
in for
off
an
of
extra,
bingo?
little bit
How?
of experience there. So I think that's where Top Esports are going to be trying to put that focus again. And already you can see Gumayushi Sushi taking a lot of hurt from top esports on the bottom side.
Bot lane 2 versus 2 working very much as the way top esports had intended. We know, though, that in terms of mid and top T1 should have priority in those lanes. Both junglers pathing towards that bot side of the map. Keeping my eyes on Kanavi as he is actually moving into the river. Is he looking for an early gank towards the middle lane?
We
No,
will
looks
know
like his eyes
it
are
won't
set
be
on
Mountain
stealing
Soul
away
this
those
game.
Raptors, but now he will be a camp behind. Ona securing that advantage. Kanavi wants to play through the pressure of his bot lane, though, to steal away camps in the enemy jungle.
Exactly. He wants to utilize this advantage in the 2v2 to really make Owner sweat a little bit here on that
Does it have
first
to be
clear.
a
It's
league
not
champ?
just the double first clear
Was there a
approach, as
cosplay?
Kanavi, Jackie, and Hong are moving all the way towards that red buff. They want to try to steal it away, but the steal does not work. It's Owner with the secure over the wall.
Crazy smite from Owner, and the ward never got
game is
cleared. I was
loud.
actually keeping my eyes on Faker for a lot of that because I thought maybe he would even try and roam over, but Owner just does it himself.
Was there a
Beautiful
cosplay
steal
of a
comes through
not
from
league
Ona
champ?
as he's able to secure, well, pretty much all of his camps. He's very happy with how things
Is
have
the
played
game
out.
still
He's now got
loud?
a path back up towards the top side of the map to secure that Scuttle Crab. And his clear is largely unaffected. And now the consequences of this for Kanavi is that
Imagine
he is
playing
very
Akali
far
into
behind on the
Faker.
clear. A nice recall is going to come through soon from Ona. He's going to get a nice
Imagine
first
picking
base
one of
off.
his signature
The bot lane
champs.
forced to use the heal as the bot lane has continued to battle it out.
Crazy work.
T1 just going to defensively activate that summoner spell to back away as top esports.
He doesn't play with
going
skins.
aggressive with it. Now a nice grand entrance from Carrier to keep the pressure on
Jackie
Love.
Low
Hong
looking
steps
kinda
forward.
low.
More damage into Carrier here as both sides take a little bit of a beating, but it's Hong, the lowest HP overall. Very fortunate to sidestep that piercing arrow with 3 blight stacks. That one would have taken him down to probably below 100 HP.
Yeah, it just feels like the first round in this bottom lane, though. Both AD carries running that
Oh my gosh,
teleport.
Tank
They
Guy
should be
is
able to reset
the,
and
like,
take me back in. Guma going to look to stop.
worst thing
Jackie
to
Love
play
there.
against.
Having that level up as well means he can put a little bit more pressure down, but still, TP's back in. They should all go back to even Steven.
Did Showmaker used to be on Genji?
Kanavi did skip his wolves in order to get back and start re-clearing those respawn camps. He's now going to be a little bit behind as Doran getting a little low.
Yeah, Doran in some danger here. Pops the shield. 369, keeping the pressure on this
Ooh,
Mordekaiser.
close.
Wanted to go back in for some.
Now
footwork,
remember,
but the third and Tofo strike with the knockback. Not colliding
Top
with Doran means
Esports
it's safe
is
for
the
now.
last Chinese team in Worlds. So they're playing in China. They've got home ground advantage. They've got the fans backing them up, and I'm sure the fans are doubly invested because they are the last Chinese team in Worlds. So this means a lot. Oh, they're about to dive Doran.
They're moving around trying to see if maybe they can set it up, but they have to know if 369 was close to level 6, so was Doran, and trying to dive more.
Nah, Top Esports isn't Korean.
The ulti is never going to work.
Korean teams that are left are KT and T1.
Remember that because he had to skip his bot side camps to try and steal, he's now late to these Raptors. Carrier is here with Ona, and Kanavi has no idea.
Yeah, Carrier jumps
Nah, I'm just saying they have home field advantage. And like they've got the crowd that can cheer.
The large Raptor, but now over the wall. It's Cream ready to go in. He wants the kill, and Owner's the focus. Cream goes forward, but he cannot find enough damage just yet. It's Kanavi grabbing first blood here for Top Esports.
Massive plays from Top Esports. The double flash over Faker's shockwave means they find none of them, and it's Top Esports that are able to get a kill on the back end.
And this is so important for Kanavi.
I do think it would be crazy, Holy, but this world specifically has been the worlds of upsets. AL going 3-0 in play or in Swiss stage. KT going 3-0. KT beating Genji, CFO beating T1. Like there's been so many upsets in this world. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not gonna lie.
Over Faker means that Owner is completely caught out. Cream having that level 6, able to follow him over the wall, and it's T1 that in theory.
Ooh, Cotton, you're so correct.
But it's ATS who are outplaying them in the moment.
You're so correct.
Kanavi on his initial invade,
My
trying
bad,
to steal
welcome.
away the red. He doesn't get the payoff that he wants, and like you
That
pointed
is
out,
such a
Thaddeus,
pretty
then it
chroma
feels
for
like he's
the
behind in the pace of the
Cassante.
game. But then the invade from T1 to try to punish that lack of pace.
Your Chim
ultimately
pressed.
ends up being the greater error as it's Top Esports.
Yeah, we don't want an
first on the
upset
board.
tonight.
Here with that first kill,
Is KT an upset if they
Kanavi
just beat
has
Genji in the
gold
LCK
lead in the
playoffs just
jungle
before
since he
Worlds?
was the one who
Definitely
got the kill
still an
credit for it.
upset.
Now, track these lane
Genji
assignments. Already
was
Top Esports
projected
looking to move
to
their pieces
win
around the board.
Worlds
Cream has been sent
because
to the bot side
Genji
of the
won
map
first
with that
stand,
Hextech
Genji
ultimate.
won
It looks like he's
MSI,
gonna be matching up against Doran.
Genji
Not a very
only
favorable
lost to
matchup for the
KT.
Akali, but this
KT
early
is
on,
still
she
an
does start
underdog.
some great trading potential. The main goal, though, for Top Esports is to move their Sivir into the mid lane. Help you guarantee that lane prio to make it easier to contest the grubs that are spawning in 20 seconds. But with the swap up to top,
Can you
T1
ask
will
World
still
to
have
pause
access
so
to
I
the
can go pee real quick? I got you, Sky. Hey, hey,
like
Bae,
their
can
team
you
fight
pause the
is
game real
better
quick?
set up around, hey, let's try and stack some of these early objectives, and then being able to draw T1 in towards these fights and maybe look for some of these cross maps. But with the early lead that they managed to pick up on towards Cream and Kanavi, and that level 6 just
What
being
time
hit for
y'all think
Kanavi,
the
maybe
series will
they
be
feel
over?
like they can actually fight as Cream starts to move.
Yeah, Cream
Alona,
going to
thank
make
you
that
so
early
much for the
rotation
4
up
months of
towards these void
support. I
grubs.
love you
And because
too.
Doran's
Hope you're having a
teleport
good day
timer
today,
is pretty
Pookie.
desynced from 369.
8 a.m. Please
There's
don't
still
say
half
that.
the cooldown remaining on that teleport.
Because I gotta get up at 8.
Steadfastly
to
down
get
there
ready.
in the bottom lane, and Top Esports have already taken
go
the first
back to
grub.
Dream
But
Hack.
now, Top Esports, they can have
Hope this
369
thing in
TP
by
to bottom lane if they want. He's going to go back to base. They did
4.
sacrifice a wave, and Doran will secure a plate.
Dude, the
But
time
ultimately
change
now,
messed me up
Jackie Love
so
and Hung
bad.
can go and match up against the bot lane 2 versus 2.
He sure
Akali
would,
can
Sophie.
return to mid. And just a beautiful sequence of play there from Top Esports to allow them to secure an uncontested grubs.
Wait, what?
This is where exactly you kind of want to be as Top Esports. Again, although the early game went a little awry, being able to now find these moments to get void groves.
And this ult is something that is drastic. It's not just because like somebody dodged it. It's like if they throwed it the opposite direction.
369 as well.
They
Mordekaiser matchup. And
they missed
Jackie
an
Love is just gonna
obvious
wave clear.
ulti.
So I think now on T1 side, my eyes are going to be on Owner to see how he can get involved in some of these lanes to start to get some advantages for their side laners to neutralize the potential 1-3-1 from Top Esports.
I'd love to see Top Esports invest a little bit of time towards that mid lane as well. Faker going for the Rod of Ages build means that he's looking to stack those
Does
defensive
Monster Q
items
count?
to help survive the Akali burst. As Owner sets his sights on the bot side of the map, I'd be surprised if they really try to force anything. It looks like, yeah, he's more interested in the
It'd
enemy
have to
jungle
be
camp.
an
He wants to take things
insanely
away from
missed one,
Kanavi.
I
He should be able
guess.
to secure this Grom and walk away scot-free.
We mentioned earlier how Mordekaiser is a difficult champion to dive there in the top
Yeah,
lane.
like
Cassante is in
a
the
Lux
same
ult
caliber.
going the
You've
complete
got to
opposite
have
direction.
The guarantee that you're going to get the kill because of how easy it is to turn around. So they'll happily just take away the Gromp, get a little bit of extra money. It's another reset to pick up the Caulfield's Warhammer there for Owner. As you can see, he is still slightly ahead in terms of pace, at least with the jungle treats there, just 1 or 2 stacks ahead
Yeah,
of Kanavi
like
on
I
the
think
Wukong. He
just
still
like
does maintain about
if
the
you
same gold
think about it, like
after we saw him secure the
if
first
it's
letter.
just like a
So
drastically
just a fun
bad
fact about this mid lane
ulti.
matchup, Faker maxing the Q over the W. Sometimes we see that shift between Oriana's, but given how low he is on mana, having that extra Q damage really helps facilitate him put that poke down onto the Akali in those shorter trades. He is very low on mana though. This could be a window for Top Esports to try and force that dragon, but with the resets coming out from Kanavi, I don't expect that to actually come through. Components very close to completing that first item, and as I say that, Jackie Love will complete the essence.
But Mantra Q is
into mid, and now Top Esports will have control over the midway.
her Q ability. I don't know. I think that's a weird one.
Finish off his Triforce here, but still a little
We'll
bit
see
away.
if something
And that it looks
crazy
like what Top
happens.
Esports are trying to play for is that big spike that you can get off of some of these first item completions. And
'Cause,
for
like, it's technically
T1,
her
it's
Q
case, okay,
ability.
we're still waiting on that Rod of
It's
Ages
not
from
even an
Faker.
ult.
We still don't have that first on for Gumayushi. But Top Esports still in the area, just trying to
What
clear
happens
out
to the
vision
team that
and
wins
use
this
these
one?
push
They go to
waves
finals?
establish
Correct.
themselves further in river so they can set up for that play in a couple of minutes.
Okay, 369 on the Cassante does have the Spectre's Cowl alongside the Negatron Cloak, so plenty of magic resistance building towards that first big item still, considering both
I mean,
enemy
yeah, but
solo
like
laners
if
are
you
AP champions,
empower
that always feels very good when you go
Varus
for an
Q
early
with his
Katie
W,
Brooker
is
to
that
be
like
able to
considered
endure
his
so much of
W
that hurt, being
ability?
able to have much better, shorter trades. As Top Esports
Like, it's still his
continue
Q
just
now.
aggroing the dragon, you saw them initially do that just to have it hit Carrier a little bit, but now that even he's not here, they're continuing to try to look for the chance to take this. It's really not an early first Drake though, Vedius, which is again kind of what we were looking at when we see the Sivir Karma.
I mean,
The
you say
reset
she
just
missed
came
her
through for
ult,
Faker,
not
though,
she
and he
missed her
doesn't finish the
Q.
Rod of Ages.
No,
Actually
you
in
say
the
she
final
missed her
tier
Q, no?
instead of trying to finish it off. So I think for T1, they're not really interested
Like, if
in going
she-
for this
she
dragon
didn't
right
miss
now.
her
They're more than
ult
happy to let it scale.
if she
I
missed
think
her
with that
Q.
grab take, Kanavi should have just ticked over towards his Triforce. So unless T1 can find a pick
I don't know, that's a
before
weird
this dragon
one.
happens, it looks like Top Esports should be able to come back onto the map and try and force the play there.
I don't know when the latest first Dragon of Worlds
I just
was,
think
but we're
counting
definitely
missing
heading
Mantra Q
towards
as
that
missed
number.
ult is not real. I don't even
Top
think the champ
Esports
should apply to the
in a
tile.
bit of an odd position here as they kind
Yeah.
of fight with Faker for that mid
I don't know,
control.
I think that's a
Varus has
weird
to be
one.
careful, but he's pretty safe to push out that bot wave. Now it is T1's turn to take control over the bot side river. Fantastic vision control means they will be the team to
The
start
gold
this
is
objective off, and
equal for
Top Esports
now.
don't really have much room to fight this as of right now.
You can see piercing arrow, plenty of damage from that Varus here on the neutral objective.
First
it
dragon.
is secured by Ownerman T1 as Hong wants to step forward. Carry with a battle dance to disengage from the tether means that top can't get any sort of a punish, and T1 just kind of walk away with a drink for free.
A nice timing window there by T1, so they knew that Kanavi had reset
can
for
you ult
the
Karma's root?
Force. But Kanavi stopping off for his wolves on the way forward meant that they actually had a little bit more time to try and push through. So they move in towards mid, force Jackalope.
What does it do? What is an ulted root do? It heals you.
So able to use that small window where top esports weren't on the map to their advantage.
It roots longer and it heals.
Like
do you have to press R before you put the root on them for it to be applied?
Based on how both teams kind of find that success, when I especially look back at that AL series, a lot of the conversation was about how AL need to pick up the pace of the game, because if you just let T1 run the map, that's where they seem to feel like the most comfortable. But top esports, they are the slower, more controlled LPL style of team. They like to play the map, and that's just kind of a given when you've got Kanavi as a jungler.
Is that if she goes like full AP?
Approach to the game, very much playing towards his strengths, and he's scaling up nicely on the Wukong now with the Trinity Force completed. He's looking to hover around top. He's cautious of that Rakan roam. And he will secure the
If I go to Worlds next year in New York, will you stream?
Right now, 14
Wait, Worlds is going to be in New York next year?
Nobody with a
oh, yeah?
hang on.
Yep, as soon as you say it, Vedius, it's Cream going in after Faker. Perfect execution coming through. Faker low. Cream bursting down to 20%, but he cannot threaten a lethal situation. Still 45 seconds left until the Rift Herald spawns. Means Faker is going to have time to go back to the fountain,
Doran Kaiser going to pop off?
and then
For
return
sure.
to the topside river if T1 wants to fight.
The top esports really want to try to force the play, but with carrying that top side, the exhaust went down onto Kanavi to prevent him from going in, and also then having the charm.
I think he is. Chat has said that he's using his own skin.
It kind of fallen apart. They all back away.
You also see the value
so
of
I will
Rod of
take their
Ages
word
into this
for it.
matchup as well. That extra HP really making the difference. But Cream
but
simply giving
for
us
the
a
previous
taster
question,
of what Faker
yes,
can
I want to go
in the
to
side
every
lane. Why it's
World's
very important for Carrier
event
to be
next
in
year
area
since it's going to be in
when
NA,
Ariana is
and I want to
playing
make
into
content
the
at
Kali
each one of them,
specifically.
and I want to co-stream in person.
Ooh, that's a chunk of damage.
I don't know if it's going to be possible, but like that is the goal. I'm setting that right now, so I pray that it happens.
And right as Rift Herald spawns as well.
And I'm also thinking I want to go to MSI next year, which will be in Korea.
Top esports not in a position to contest here again.
I feel like this is a pretty
Somebody
rare
said
situation
if it's
where
in
we've
New York
seen
though.
all
I'm
three
wondering
of the
have they
first neutral
released the
objectives in
venue?
the game go utterly uncontested. The Void
Period
Buffs earned by
Sky.
top esports because of their smart macro play.
Can you make
Then
KDA
T1
comeback
getting the
happen?
drip for
I
free
think
off
I
the
would
recall
rather
from
make
Kanavi,
True Damage
and
comeback
now
happen.
Guma Yushi's chain of corruption, forcing Hong back and forcing that flash to be spent means that T1 gets Rift Herald for free. We're just seeing all of these objectives.
Is there a
being
way we
handed
can
over.
tell, right, we want you as a co-streamer? I would just, like, on any announcement, if you comment on there,
also the fact that they got that next trade and Hung, as Dagda was saying, that is
like,
the go signal.
them
That is
seeing
your
that
window
you
of
guys
opportunity
want me
to
as a
force the
co-streamer
objectives. It's
is
great
obviously
overall
beneficial.
awareness from T1
So
as
you
they
could
gain a
always
small
like
lead for themselves.
And it's
when they
also
start
really
making
difficult for top
announcements
esports to
like
try and punch back.
please
you try and go, hey,
invite
we're
Miss
going
Chim
to dive
Chim or
bot wave lane, and
please
you're like, hey, that's
make
a
Chim Chim a
Mordekaiser,
co-streamer or
that's
whatever.
well. And you want to
I
try and
think
train
that
the
would
top
help.
side, but
Or you
Faker's
could,
already
like,
pushed in, and
post
you already
it,
have owner on that side of the map.
like,
So
at
top
them
esports
or
kind of just
whatever.
clear out the waves and do nothing. They are looking for top here. Faker still has flash.
Yeah, Faker gonna drop that shockwave to try to defend himself here as Cream again
Cream is on
trying to play
him.
as aggressively as possible on this Akali. Last time he
Yeah,
had
we
the
need
ulti, he
Kiki
spent it on
Palmer
Faker.
again.
This time he does the same. Redemption coming in to try to keep Faker alive. Kanavi has to back away after the redemption, heals the enemy mid laner.
Imagine
Keria
2v winning under
supporting
tower.
Faker from a long
They could
way
never.
away, stops the dive.
Top esports now starting to get a little bit more active
Ooh,
on the
yes.
map, setting their sights onto Faker, but he weathers the
Come
pressure
in,
well.
Haku
T1
Garu.
there to
Our
support him
Suisao.
when he needs it.
Yeah,
Doran now taking over
slay.
the top wave as he looks to chip away at that top tower.
Exactly, and he's got his
Make
Rift
him the
Maker
host of
online
Worlds?
finally.
God dang.
In that head-to-head, he went straight for the tier 2 boots with the plated steel caps at the very beginning, and it meant that he's actually been pretty
Period,
far behind
Audrey.
in terms of that first big item completion.
I
And
think
that's why
it's
369
so
had all the control that he did in the head-to-head.
interesting
Now
how
Doran with that
big
first
of a
big
role
item, feeling a lot
redemption
stronger.
plays on supports now,
plan from top
because it
esports
doesn't
continuously has
matter
been attack the other side
what
laner and Faker,
they're
but
playing,
they really
whether
want to
they're
get
an
that
enchanter,
flash
a
out.
take,
But every time
engage,
Faker's just been
like it
happy
doesn't
to throw
matter.
the
Like
shockwave, and now
every
coming in towards his
support
next dragon,
builds redemption
Faker still
now.
has that Flash, which makes him not a target for this Kanavi and Cream combo. And it's just been that patience with him on the potential Flash.
Go pee!
Netted nothing for top.
I think it was Tiny.
Also
Tiny,
the
go pee. Or was it you, Sky?
From Doran.
Tiny or Sky, go pee!
Navigating his way around the vision that Top Esports have set
The
up.
pigeon
top side
finally
of the
made
map,
it to Faker
which
to
means
tell him
that
to
should he
pause the
find a
game.
Flank, it means that Top
Go,
Esports
Sky,
won't be aware of
go!
his position as they get closer to the dragon spawning, which, for the record, should be happening in mere moments. T1 with great position around that neutral objective again. And considering how slow they want to play this game, T1 have been very happy with how things have been panning out.
Yep, I have been informed that this is really going to get to see a larger investment towards a team fight from both sides. But again, with this time around, with the way that Gumayusi,
I don't think Doran will be brushing off his shoulders until the end of the games, probably. That's a little emote celebration.
I don't think Top Esports are in a position to really fight for this, though. You've just
I wonder what the
Kanavi's
tech
ultimate on
pause
that
is
top
for.
side of the map. That's still on cooldown. The Orianna ultimate is about to come back up, and Cream does have his available. But
Most
lacking
valuable
that
pigeon.
key engage tool for Kanavi.
A base
really
race is
makes
when
this
both
quite
teams
difficult.
are racing
and I think
to end
T1
the
are
game
aware
at
of
the
it.
same
They've
time.
already established themselves in that bot side river. And for Top Esports, you have to find a
Yeah,
way
I
to try and break
saw
that
last
buffer.
time.
But it's just so
I think it was
difficult with
game
no
4 or game 5.
like
The
that.
pause or the
If this was
delay
game
was
5, this would be
because
very tense. But
Doran's
because we're in
monitor
game
wasn't
1,
working.
It feels like that the tension hasn't
I
quite
don't know if that's
set in.
happening again
But
today.
we are ultimately building towards what could be the first fight and the defining fight.
Has a
of the
Worlds team
entire
ever
game.
cheated before?
If a single team can find
At
a large enough lead
Worlds?
in this fight that we're
I
hoping
don't
to see
think
soon,
I've ever heard of a
it could very well be
scandal
the
such
key that
like
snowballs
that.
either comp.
I mean, I feel like we see this a lot, and I feel like we see it a lot, particularly in game 1.
Welcome back, Sky.
Where teams are just testing the waters a little bit, getting a feel for what the other side's going to do, and you do get this very slow-paced type of a game.
There was
that only
someone
has
win
one or two
trading?
big fights like you're talking about, but that just means the pressure is that much higher. If you're saying it's not going to be a 10-fight game, well, then you better play the one fight correctly.
I also think that both teams feel very locked in. You can see how aware they are of the movements on the map. But as we've entered this mid game, I
washed
think
my
that
hands.
T1's
You can
lane
tell them to
assignments have
resume.
just been that much
Hey,
better.
Fakey, you
They've
can
leveraged the strength
resume
of
the game
Orianna
now.
into Akali while also not isolating the Orianna. We've seen how Cream and
I think it was the
Kanavi
second or
have tried
third
not
Worlds.
once,
The
but
LED
twice to
was
get that
behind them,
flash
and
out
someone
that
would
Dagda was saying
glance
earlier.
back to
And
look at the
both
mini-map.
times that effort has been thwarted simply due to the presence of Carrier
It
with
was like
Doran TPing up towards the
season
fight.
2 or 3
And so
where a
because of
team was
that,
watching
they've
the big
played
screen.
with their pressure well. They've controlled the neutral
Really?
objectives. And the moment that they did punish Top Esports, they immediately converted it into a Herald.
And it's even the play off your screen that they're playing well on as well. When you have that TP from
What
Doran
the
to the top side
heck?
to save Faker, Owner just goes down and collects that bot wave and prevents 369 being able to take the
What
bot tower and
team
get any
was
more into
that?
play for themselves as well. So they're constantly
You always
keeping
have my
all these
man's
moves
name
check.
in your
And I
mouth.
think that's where Top Esports are struggling to really break them open. And as we start to move forward into this, again, ultimate for the Wukong, it now does T1 just get another objective on the back of it. They start to get towards those feet.
Yo,
That's when
man!
it starts to become a little bit more difficult for TES again.
And Doran, to me, will be the difference maker in
Faker
these
is
fights.
mine.
Because
No
as we've
one can
discussed
claim
at
him.
length, the engage is quite not as clear-cut as we would traditionally see with
Huh?
something like an Ornn or a Rel or a Nautilus, because
Your
Kanavi will
man?
need to not only find a flank, but he will be the key threat on the backline that Cream will be relying on to find access on the Akali. Meanwhile, Jackulov and Hung will be working together to deal with whatever threat is coming their way, and Faker's Shockwave that's going to be ever-present in the team fight. So who does Doran remove in these fights to turn it into a 4v4 for T1? But now we're back in the action, we're back on the Dragon.
Help.
And given the positioning, Top Esports
Bessie,
is
this
not easy
is
for them
the
to
worst
contest.
decision
Ignore
you've
the bottom
ever
of your
made.
screens.
Please
Kanavi
stop.
does not have his ultimate up and available.
I do not
It is
condone
still
this
a little bit
behavior.
away.
Okay, second
Which is why Top
dragon.
Esports there
I love a
didn't
jungler
really
who
wanna try
focuses
and
on
contest.
objective.
So it looks like for T1 again, another dragon.
Love a
There's
jungler who
feat. They're in
focuses
a
on
great
objective.
And it's exactly what we were talking about back in the draft. Kanavi is the engage. Yes, you get the extra speed, you get the extra lane control when you draft this Karma for the support position, but it means that if
They
Kanavi
didn't
doesn't
say
have
what the
ultimate,
tech pause
the way
was
into
for.
the fight is so much more difficult. But it looks like Top Esports are going to go for some push onto the bot lane tier 1.
Okay, so Top Esports with a little bit of pressure for themselves. But again, we talked about it earlier. See how T1 is doing a great job of protecting Faker. They refuse to leave this Orianna isolated.
Because you're different, Tiny. You're just different. Yes, Worlds is in China this year.
But it's the only target you can really go for, right? Guma just sits in mid waves, shoots down the wave in one go, and is like, all right, well, you're not getting anywhere close to me.
Anyone
Doran
beginning
is just able to get rid of
ending
all
up
of the
with
Avengers
newer
apart from
players.
one. So for Top Esports, it's really difficult.
We
to
had
find
some
plays
new
anywhere on the map.
champs
And it's this slow burn now of T1 just
during
drag
T1
in,
versus
keeping the
AL.
pace, and
We
they're
had
slowly getting to whittle
Seraphine,
away at some
Mel,
of these turrets as
Jinx,
well.
and
So
Lulu
for Top Esports,
that were really
it needs
fun.
to be better map play, getting to the objective first, forcing T1 to actually try and brute force their way in with a lack of vision that opens up these flank opportunities for Kanavi and for Cream.
And Top Esports' map play did earn them those first 3 grubs of
If
the
Karma
game that we
uses
saw
her
at the start
empowered
of
Q
things,
into an
but the
empty
3
bush,
neutral
does that
objectives
count?
since then
No,
have
because
gone
she's
the
just
way of
like
T1. They have the feat of
not
monster
face
slaying.
checking,
We're still
you know?
one kill in.
That's why I think the
19.5
mantra
minutes
Q one
into the
like
game,
doesn't
so
really
that
make
feat
sense.
not claimed by either side, but you do see some damage onto the turrets in the side lanes for both squads. So that means also after we
I
have one of
think
these big
you will
fights, it's probably
know
first turret right
when
now.
you see a
funny thing to me
drastically
is that
missed
we're only
ult.
at 16
Like,
petals.
I
for
think
the
it'll
whole
be
game.
very
14,
obvious.
my mistake. 8 plus, well now 7 as the Otacon 10 seconds away.
All right, Otacon top side.
Oh, has
in
he
this
stated
one.
that
There's
he wants
also
a
still the
Xin
Rip
Zhao
Trails in the
skin?
inventory of owner that could also
Damio?
be used to force down one of these tier 1 turrets if that's the play they want to make. You can see T1. They're not going to start up the Otacon immediately, but they do still have Keria up in this area just to make sure that they're maintaining vision control. He's going to go ahead and take his recall. Again, Faker swaps back into the matchup with Cream.
The
Doran
only
versus
Fiddlesticks
369 just
ult I
continues being
know
what this
in pro
top lane
play
battle
was when
always is.
Inspire played it last year in Worlds versus
Main behind
Gen
the blue
G.
buff of T1, and that is something that 369 can look to try and create a flank opportunity for himself. But TP now towards the mid lane, trying to keep this mid terra safe.
Exactly. They summoned up the Herald. The Herald should guarantee that you're going to be able to at least get the first turret. But it
Yeah,
looks like someone up
Seraphine and
mid
Mel
lane,
in the
it
same
cannot
match.
guarantee
Crazy
that
day.
much damage, but they don't just want to give that away for free to Kanavi being able to jump in there onto that tier 1 with the Wukong, with the Trinity Force. So Herald charges, takes off about 2/3 of that turret HP. 2 minutes on our next Drake. Otacon is alive. Turrets, low health, legitimately everywhere.
Pre-Fiddlesticks
And that
update?
bottom
Then
lane
yeah,
head-to-head,
I
you
don't
saw
remember.
369 again winning out in that as he has Jack Show now fully completed. Still only one major item for Doran.
Jackie Love, based on what
How
I
do
can
the
tell,
world
is
skins
about
work?
200,
Can they just pick
250
any
gold
champ
off that
they want, or it's got to be a
Infinity
champ
Edge
they
that he is
played in
working
Worlds? That is the
towards.
one
A
condition.
nice
It
item
must
spike
be
as
a
Cream
champion
goes in.
that
There we
they
go once
played
more.
in
Faker
Worlds
trying to protect
in order
himself
for it
from
to
Cream.
be
As the perfect
selected as a
execution,
skin.
once again, just not enough damage to really pose the threat, and Faker doesn't even
That's
have to
why it's a
Shockwave on
whole
that.
like
But now
controversy.
TP could be used by
Well,
Faker
not
to
really
try
a
and get back in. Actually,
controversy.
Shockwave now used.
There it is, right on top of Keria, who comes in to
Look at how
reinforce the
safe
T1
Fakey
mid
is
laner. The
playing.
quickness comes
Wow.
out, and the flash forced from
I
Cream.
love the spacing there.
You still got protection here though in the top side.
The
Kanavi
whole
having to clone over the wall.
Keria
Make sure
not
he
being
can try
able
and
to pick
escape, but
Lux
T1
for his
putting
world
pressure on this
skin,
top side, and
even
you've
though
got
he
that
really
TP for
wanted
Faker to come back in onto
Lux
this top
as
side.
his
With
skin,
Kanavi
he
on
didn't
low
play it,
HP
so he
and
wasn't
Akali
allowed to
with no
select
ult. Maybe
Lux.
that's an Otacon
That's
area
why
that
I'm really
T1 are
hoping
looking
that
at.
Keria gets
T1
to
are
play Lux
controlling
at some
this
point
Akali so
during
well. They are giving such few opportunities.
this Worlds.
And Cream, I think his goal there was simply a chunk. Get a nice trade, make it easier for him to gain control, threaten that top side. But who's there first?
It was
It's
game
Keria,
5
it's
of
Owner, the
Gen
supporting
or
staff
game 5 of
T1 are
anyone's
there to protect
legend
their goat of the mid
versus
lane, and they
T1.
make sure that they put Cream back in his
I'm very
place.
comfy.
Nice advantage being
I don't
built
think
for
I've ever
Faker. Top
co-streamed
Esports trying to get some vision
in
around
bed like
Otacon,
this.
but T1 is making it very difficult.
It's Doran versus Cream in the bottom lane right now, but the important thing to make note of is that Doran has his teleport available.
If he
and
plays
Cream
Lux
still
this
does
Worlds,
not
they are
have
losing
his.
that
The
game
perfect
100%.
execution is
Really?
back off of cooldown, but Cream's flash obviously still a long way away here as well. Keria loses half HP to a quick burst from Kanavi.
Why do you think
but
that?
now Owner's ready to lead the charge here with a Crescent Guard. Kanavi, Jackie Love, and Hong all backing away
Sanjeev
from
literally
this one
mind
as
controlled.
T1 gets the better side of the trade.
So
Literally.
Top Esports tried to punish the positioning of Keria, but is they who is
Who
punished
would you
on the other
choose to have a
side.
skin?
And now T1
I would
wanna
definitely
secure the
choose
first tower of the
Jinx,
game.
probably.
Try to put
put enough
or
damage into this, but
Nocturne.
again, they don't have any Void Grubs whatsoever.
Like if I
so
got
they can't
inducted
just force
into
it
the
down
Hall
with a
of
couple
Legends or
bots.
whatever, I would have Jinx and Nocturne as my skins. But I think it would also be really cool to have a Samira skin.
it looks like it's gone.
Yeah, T1 just going to go ahead and secure themselves soul point on a Cloud Soul
Period.
Rift.
Love a
Another
jungler who focuses on
uncontested neutral objective.
I mean, immaculate control coming through from T1. Top Esports on the other side
Ooh,
might be able to secure first tower
Leona and Diana would
themselves,
be so
as
cute to have
369 will be
together.
left alone to hit away on this tower. So hey, a feat of warfare contributed.
Do
Now,
y'all
the question
see
is, gentlemen,
how
will
insane this game is?
reach 3 kills?
No, literally.
Because so
like,
far, 24 minutes in,
24 minutes and there's only one death on the board and 3 dragons.
It's not looking
like, be so
particularly
freaking
hot.
for real.
Yeah. Whoever got the pickups for Kanavi First Blood, though, at least somewhat happy with things. Maybe not with how this game state is going. As T1,
We do
once
need
again,
more
like,
Mel skins,
it's
but
just
she's
been these
set
little
up to
pockets
get a
that they're playing off of.
prestige.
Keria getting
I think
nearly
she's
caught
getting a
out there in that top
prestige
side, but they turn
for
around damage
Winter
owner,
Blessed.
setting up them for the push, and this is kind of the why some of these picks are so strong for them to
do
come from.
need
Like,
a smoother
Owner
skin.
loves playing the Xin Zhao because he knows how hyper aggressive he can go. Burning that ultimate just to force Top Esports back. Gumayushi on
Smolder
the
was
Spars has been such a staple for
released
T1, and now en masse they group mid, and 369's overextended.
Yeah, 369
At the
trying
beginning
to jump in
of
there as the turret falls. Owner
2023.
just charge right in after him, finds a little bit of damage. Jackie Love also at about 60% HP here. So T1, they get what they came for, and they don't want to stick around for anything more.
And all the while, I want to turn your attention to
It wasn't January 1st
the
last
middle
year.
lane, Faker. The Rod of Ages fully
It
stacked.
was
His
2024.
Seraphs has been completed, and this man is about to tick over to level 16 on the Orianna as well. The highest level in the game. He is in a prime position to be the carry for T1 here in game 1. Unless Top Esports nope, they're not going to do anything about it right now.
Yeah, and it feels like this game is a bit
I
of
was
a
still
metaphor
living in
for how
Georgia
the Top Esports and the LPL
during
has
that
played against them.
time,
They keep trying to
though.
take them down, but
And
unable
I
to do
moved
so.
here in
Now Top
2020.
Esports forcing this Adakan. The TP has come out. They're going to start to slowly back
Yeah,
away.
I guess you're right.
Get the summoner spell, but that's all they're going to take for now.
Right.
Kanavi's the only one continuing to tank the Otacon because they do not want the debuff on everybody else.
Because
on
it was
Top
way
Esports.
right
Doran
before
making his way
Smolder,
up through the river,
which was
369
December
with a third in Tofo
2023.
strike primed. Top Esports looking for something here. It's Doran jumped on immediately. However, he's into the death realm. He's
Whoa.
going after Kanavi. He wants to take out the enemy jungler. Top Esports, they're trying to get him away.
Whoa.
As soon as the death realm ends, Carrier's quickness begins. And Top Esports have already lost their jungler. They're about to lose their top laner. 369 wants to go all out. But Gumayushi and
369.
T1
Ooh, she fine. Ooh, she could get one more death. One more time. Back to base, 369. Bye bye.
T1 out team fight
Bye bye.
and they'll take the Otacon.
Kanavi
Period.
is given no position, no purchase, as Doran
Let's make it a
isolates
quick
him in the
3.
death
Oh,
realm.
and Baron.
After taking out the
And
jungler,
Baron?
taking out 369, T1 will turn their
All right,
attention
so,
towards the Baron.
Betty, as you talked about the value of one fight, and this is the
Game's
fight
over,
they
right?
want.
And it's because Doran just
Yin
rips
Yang Twins will
Kanavi
be
out of
serving you
existence. It makes
paper
it so
soup.
easy that Engage
Yin
is
Yang
gone.
in this
Jackie Love at home
thing.
can't actually get into the fight
Yin
because there's
Yang
Oba,
in this
Gumayushi, and Faker.
thing.
And now Faker has caught Cream.
Baker going in after this Akali that's been trying to
Forces
put
the
the pressure on all
flash.
game long. And once more, it's Cream, the one who loses his flash just to survive.
Here he
T1
is.
played with
You're a
great
man.
patience. They leveraged their range, and again,
Ooh.
this pick from Mordekaiser doing very much as
man.
he expected. The question was, would he remove Kanavi or Cream? But that decision was made so simple for him the moment he saw that
This Karma
Wukong
pick
try
was
to
not
engage.
it.
And Flowers,
I feel
you
like they
highlighted
just
in
wanted
the
to go
fight,
poke
that
heavy
insult to injury.
because
The second
Varus can
Kanavi
kind of
comes out
poke.
of the fight, there's
Because
the
like Sivir
quickness,
pokes
charming
hard
him
with
up,
Q and
isolating
W,
him
Perma
to
pushes
allow for
waves,
Faker to secure
and
the
Karma
kill.
can
You just
poke
sit on
pretty
top
hard
of the little
too.
Christmas
But
light and press R as
I
soon
mean,
as it
she's even
returns
in
to a
gold, but
champion. Well played there from T1.
my
Now we're
hubby
2,000
wubby,
gold
who?
ahead. And my friends, we have
He's
45
mine,
seconds
hands
left until
off.
Cloud Soul
Who?
spawns. Hong in
Who
some
y'all
danger here,
talking
has to
about?
flash away. Carrier ready to go after him again with the quickness. Feat of Warfare finally claimed at 27 minutes by T1.
Don't play his champ
And they are
ever.
just
Chrono,
barreling down the
get
bottom
him.
lane. Gumayushi gonna get healed
Get
up
him.
by Redemption, but no! Cream's already got the assassination. He dies in response.
Look at Bay.
As Kanavi continues spinning forward, looking for a little bit more. The ricochets from Jackie Love. He needs more, but again,
holy freaking moly, bro.
as owner finishes
Absolute
Jackie,
cinema.
And only 369 is
Absolute
left.
cinema.
T1 again
Holy
win
moly.
the fight with 10 seconds left until the Cloud
Not
Soul
Jackie. Okay,
spawns.
not too much on
threw
Jackie
the
now.
Hail Mary, and it was so close to looking good.
Not too much on Jackie, okay? Let's not.
And now it's
I don't really like Jackie flop.
That was a cure of the cloud soul,
We still stand Jackie in this household.
Looks like Hong might have made a mistake stepping forward to try to help his top laner. Doran brings Hong into the Death Realm instead. You will not be able to catch back up to the Karma to guarantee the kill, but now it's Faker joining up with his top laner for the extra damage into 369. The Cassante tries to get away, and he outpaces the Claw to do so. But the entire time, it was Owner on the Drake. There's your MasterCard priceless moment.
Truly.
29 minutes into the game, T1
29 minutes
got
sold.
all 4 Drakes uncontested.
It got a little scary for T1 on the bot side of the map. It felt like that Jackie Love had really woken up in this game, but Kanavi once again isolated. Shockwave.
Shockwave from Faker to burst down the enemy jungler. Kanavi has never found his angles in this game after that first blood. Cream of the Wall wants something. They'll give him a burial.
What are they
Gumayusi
doing?
with the kill. 9-3
What are they
for
doing?
T1. Everything Top Esports tried early was completely canceled, and T1 is showing them how to make plays now. 369 just trying to escape some of the damage. He's the only one alive for a game that had 1 kill at 24 minutes. T1 are about to end it. 30 minutes in. Respawns are not even here. 369's the only one left, and they want to try to grab the ace on the way out. T1, it was a slow burn, but it's Top Esports being put to the fire. T1 just going to pad the stats and take game 1.
We might be, hey, Sophie, we might be going to bed early tonight. Let's freaking go. You know what? Matter of fact, I'll see y'all tomorrow.
What a game number.
Tomorrow, Beth. I see y'all tomorrow.
T1's looking fierce.
Let me just.
T1 saying one fight is all you get. And
I
if you
see
don't
y'all
show
tomorrow.
up, we're gonna take your base, Maurits.
And
Good night.
I'm used to LCK games, and now I'm sometimes like I'm pushing
Good
back
night.
on the narrative. Like, guys, it's not that. This game really was slow, you know, and it was setting up for a big explosion down the line, but it wasn't because of a lack of attempts, because I think there was actually
This is crazy.
a lot of tries here from TS to make
My
something happen,
camera
but
is
T1
not-
played their game, and they did it flawlessly.
And Isaac,
Me
you
with
get
no
this
lights
in
on
your
is
mature in-game
diabolical.
game, and you check someone's elo before you do, and it's your enemy mid laner, and you want to take
Diabolical
them down. That's
work.
what TS tried over and over and over, but they forgot they have a map to look at.
Yeah, the problem is they were going after Faker again and again and again, and every time
Jump
they
scare
tried,
is
they couldn't.
diabolical.
Counter pick mid, leave Oreo. Agreeing to the point where you can win through sides. But every time they went for Faker, nothing happened. They couldn't even
My
force
webcam
his
was
flash.
like, girl.
And meanwhile, you're losing Dragon. Meanwhile, you're losing jungle camps. Meanwhile, you're losing the whole game.
Yeah, I think it came down to even smaller bits than that, right? Because as they're trying
27,
to get this,
47.
it actually opens up mid, sets up a play where Gumayusi actually blows Hung's flash before the Rift Herald, and it's these tiny things that made such a huge difference because the game was so slow, because there were so few fights, and TES just stacked 4 Drakes completely uncontested.
They did, and then of course,
47.
T1 did, and of course TES had to try and get that Drake, but had to try and get really any objective. And as we take a look at this HyperX Reflex replay,
Yin
what
yang
fight
in
is
his
indeed all they got.
thing.
Now I understand that they feel under
27-47.
pressure, Mal, but they misplayed this completely.
Yeah, I don't. Why are we going in on the level 15 Mordekaiser with 2 items? You're just not going to be able to kill him before he owes anyone. There are comps that have enough CC that can 100 to 0. This is not one of them. And Doran just walks it off.
And the big thing for me is when we talk about what TES are good at domestically, it is around these objective fight setups, right? So because
Wait,
the
who's
game
ult?
was so close, to see
Who's-
them fumble here
whose ult
was
am I looking
absolutely
for?
massive, because you really do only get one chance,
Bars
especially
ult.
with the game coming down to such slight back and forth.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. They had let them get 3 straight dragons, then you flip an Otacon, you lose to the Otacon, they take that, they take Baron, the game is essentially over, and no one had Feet of Warfare yet. The score is 2-1.
That's crazy.
And the game was done, right? Like, that is
Yeah,
it.
he's
If you're
right
going to play
here.
that passive and not force team fights, not get
I mean,
contested
she just
catches, you only
engaged
get
on
one
him,
chance.
no? Am I
Yeah,
tripping?
the T1 Baron, but it's not. It doesn't even feel like a T1
Look at
Baron
this.
Because, yeah, the two main characters of this game were Faker and Carrier. Faker tanked so many ganks, and if he was in a little...
Like, she just engaged on... Okay, so let me explain...
You know, was there redemption number 1?
Let me explain what a drastically missed ult means. Because I feel like there's some miscommunication here. So, let me see.
It's so funny to me because there's been so much talk. Every time I see T1 win a game, I think back to the MCOI series.
So, like, that ultimate wasn't... The ultimate was thrown at Akali. Akali just ultied to dodge it.
When we look back to yesterday,
a missed ulti would be
in
like
KT taking that series over Genji. It started where
Faker on Orianna
everything that Genji
is
threw
playing
at them.
Ori, and
I'm
he puts the ball on Mordekaiser as he goes in, but Mordekaiser walks out of range, and so the ball goes back on Orianna, and then she ults herself instead of ulting the team. That is a drastically missed ult. Yeah, it's like a blooper. That was just Varus ultied and Akali ultied to counter the ulti. Like, even though it was missed, it wasn't like a disgustingly missed ulti. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, Sky, exactly. So, Yone ulting, not ulting away from the team, like as an escape, but like missing 4 people in his ulti, that is a drastically missed ult. That ult, even though it was missed, it was just dodge. Yeah, a boosted ult. An ult that just looks horrible. In theory, that was a good ult from Varus, because he was trying to peel himself, so he didn't die. Aw, look at the Pangus. What is happening? Oh, I guess there's gonna be a new TFT set.
An update is required. Financial system updating. System updated. We will dance to get. The future of money is here. Feels good.
You love refrigerator? What if T1 picked to have all girls as their world skins? See, that would be T. And we would love that. We would love that.
Your setup wants Opera GX, and you're holding it back.
I want to get my nails done here. I don't think I have time.
Upgrade to the gaming browser. Download Opera GX.
The greatest players in the world are here. They can just burn this one down. Oh my god, by 9! You are going to see them like you've never seen them before. It will as the Arcane Storm doing so much work in Genji. They are just going to ace them.
누구 만나도 이길 수 있다는 자신감 정도로만 생각하고 있습니다.
Genji, the EWC winners. Locking down the Drake is now Doran. Decent position. Double break down my walls, but I won't rise again. 'Cause I stand tall and I invite.
I was doing some research on Worlds, and honestly, what happened to Fnatic? They were huge, coveted, so strange. Yeah, I really don't know. I really don't know what happened to them. They still have a huge fan base, but yeah, I just feel like EU isn't what it used to be. This is such a nice viewing experience. I'm having a lot of fun. I've never been so relaxed.
Every moment of your journey, crystal clear. Landscapes,
LCS will be back next year, like mid-January.
Group shots,
no date yet, but that's normally when it comes back. So after Worlds, all of the teams basically are in what is called off-season, which goes from like mid-November to mid-January.
I got this old thing and the bill from the store where I got it. Figured you could beat it with a better deal on one of these big boys.
Nah, it doesn't work that way.
Guess you're not as cool as Verizon.
Bring in your AT&T or T-Mobile bill for a better deal.
You don't know that?
A recliner chair? That'd be fire. I want to get a massage chair. Wouldn't that be dope? Just sit in my massage chair the whole time?
We have a new mode for you that we're calling ARAM Mayhem.
It's ARAM, but with augments. It combines all the fun augment.
Yo, I don't know if y'all saw, but I think Quid is for sure doing Team Liquid.
Get to explore some combinations and fantasies that they don't
I think
normally
APA
get
is officially out and Quid is
It'll be live with
officially
patch
in.
2521, so look forward to some mayhem.
And I
coming
heard
to the
they're
bridge
also trying to
soon.
bring back Inspired. Yeah, but that would be the best watch party. I'm gonna turn down the world's music. Yep. Are you watching the Red Bull event later this month that T1 is going to be in? What's it called? Watching the inside of your eyelids. Do you think that would be what needs to happen for them to get back into shape? True. I do, Sam. If NA wins Worlds while I am alive, I will not be afterwards. Like, it will, my heart will implode. Like, I just really want Worlds to be won by NA at least once. Am I employed? Yeah. My heart specifically will be employed. Chim, you almost said what in Tarnation are they doing, but you didn't say Tarnation. Please, next time, rectify this mistake. This is my public apology to Juanpa for not completing the sentence. Next time, I promise to do better. Y'all, I'm scared about what's going to happen to FlyQuest. There's a lot going on. That's all I ask. I got you. I don't know what my family has for snacks here, so I will be checking after next game, though. T1, please. Please win this next game, please. Let me get some sleep, please. What about FlyQuest? I think they're breaking up. Whippo, Inspired looks pissed, like he doesn't want to be there. Quad was some hot dookie booty cheeks. And Busio has made some questionable tweets. I don't know if anything is valid, but yeah. Man, you remember the whole biscuit debacle? Yo, a biscuit would go so hard. I haven't had a biscuit in so long. Oh, I love a good southern biscuit, y'all. Oh my gosh. I haven't had a biscuit in so long. I want to learn how to make biscuits.
minutes early, right before key objectives, and T1 were happy.
Y'all remember the whole bit? Not the biscuit gate. Not the biscuit gate with my mom. I'm gonna tell my mom that y'all remember that. That's hilarious.
Okay, that's good.
Dude. LA doesn't even do grids. I'm so for real, y'all. Like, LA just doesn't have Southern food. And I get that they're not Southern, but like, this is America. You're supposed to be inclusive. You know?
Because this year alone, 84% win rate for that man in the mid lane, Cream on the champion.
Yeah, I'm curious kind of what happens with picks like the Kiana as well. We saw in game 1, AL versus T1. They were happy to pick the Pantheon.
I wish we had a full NA player team that actually were interesting and good.
A very strong pick over in the LPL, so I think that's probably where they're going to be eyeing up once again. It means that Top Esports can't immediately go for this Kiana pick off the back.
All right, Talia, Bard, Poppy, banned out by Top. T1 getting rid of Fear, Yone, and Yunara.
See, I could try and go through and think of a full NA team. But you said, and they're actually good, and that's where you lost me. You going to get some Whataburger while in the ATL? Probably not. Maybe some Waffle House, though. Chim, would you be willing to do a ranked tomorrow with me? No comms, I am a support main. So, tomorrow, I won't be streaming at all. I'm currently in the midst of traveling, so I'm in Atlanta right now, so I don't have my setup at all. I'm streaming on my laptop. If you want to see what I'm streaming on, like, go on my Insta story or check the Discord. Like, there's no way I could play ranked on this thing. I do apologize. What's your Waffle House order? I like the All-Star. I like hash browns, bacon, scrambled eggs, wheat toast, and I like extra jam so I can put it on my hash browns. And I like the strawberry jam. I don't like the grape. Ooh, toast sounds kind of good right now.
And it looks like for the side of T1, you want to say that Cream's rise is a pick to be feared. I feel like Faker Galley.
Apparently, also, a lot of people think Blabber is out of C9. Really? Dude, C9 specifically builds their rosters around Blabber. I'd be so surprised if they get rid of Blabber. He's been on C9 for so long. So it has to be the first instant then? First instance of what? What you talking about? Yeah, I can turn the stream volume up. I turned it down because it was just music during the intermission.
They want to make some sort of shift. The other thing for T1 is they could forego jungle, and I was just about to say lock Ambessa in for themselves if you choose to go for the Kiana. So Top Esports taking this one away, I think does make a lot of sense because already T1 have drafted for themselves a lot of dive, a lot of team fight.
Even more now.
They would love just a little bit more backline threat, so Ambessa would have been perfect in this position. Top Esports, take it away.
Yeah, it does mean, though, you have an option to take something like the Renekton here for Doran on this next rotation and then match. It does mean jungle pools probably going to be pinched quite substantially. More than likely, AD carry pools, another option to pinch. So it's just a case of for T1.
Have you ever tried the fully loaded hash browns?
Looks like it will be the top lane, but it's Camille Galio coming in for T1.
This is a classic. You want to talk about threat onto the back line? How about hookshot, Hextech ultimatum, Hero's entrance? That is one of the all-time wombo combos, and it's so obnoxious to play against.
It also means that picks like that Pantheon we're talking about for Owner are actually just really good because you can protect both of these 1-3-1 side
so Camille has been played in Worlds so far,
and make sure that then as T1 move forward, they can keep up their fights very effectively. You can see these dive threats already being prioritized by Top Esports with the Vi taken away.
70% win rate on the Camille all-time for Doran across 27 games. Definitely no stranger to the champion, absolutely.
Wow, 70%? Okay, Doran, let's see.
Away on the side of T1 with Vi looking to be, I mean, that Vi makes a ton of sense from the side of Top Esports. Question is,
yeah, it was a
loss. To get rid of something like the Pantheon, do they consider it a threat? There's also the possibility of the Jarvan,
yes,
another great engaged champion that Top Esports could consider looking to remove.
Exactly. Galio combo with Camille is pretty well known. Galio's combo with Jarvan is also very, very well known. But no, the Caitlyn going to be the ban away instead. Caitlyn Nico can be a very oppressive bottom lane 2v2, so they want to remove the possibility there.
I think you're still happy to go with something like the Kai'Sa, though, for Gumayusi, so no stress in the grand scheme of things. And T1 gonna go back and forth between the two junglers we were mentioning, Pantheon and J4. I like the Pantheon personally, but it does feel like that was their answer into the Kiana. So maybe I saw the Nocturne eyeing that up as well, to just be like, we can play 4 sides and keep that Pantheon for another pressure point in the draft as an answer to the Kiana.
All these hovers.
All right, we're going to go for the Jarvan. There it is, locked
10
in.
wins,
Honestly,
10
pretty impressive. The
losses,
Jarvan now sits
50%
at
win
10
rate.
I noticed that
in
as
the
well.
tournament after starting off 0-8 early
Yeah,
on,
T1 won the
back in
first game.
very
And
first
honestly,
stages
it wasn't
of
even
Swiss.
close.
So
Top
now
esports
we'll
looked
see,
pretty freaking
does he
bad.
go to a winning score after this one?
Yeah, I
On
think
the
it'll
top
be ADC
esports
last
side,
pick.
We still need to see support. We still need to see jungle.
I have to imagine that you're either considering a Braum if you want something a little bit more defensive, but I think against
Isn't
Nico
that crazy,
is
Cupcake?
very difficult. Leona would provide them
This
with a little
Jarvan
bit
was
more
like
engage, and it's
0-10.
also something that we've seen Hung brought out a bunch of times.
Ooh,
now, the Nami was
Nami.
something we saw coming through from CFO here at this tournament, and Nami Corki
Lock
is
and
not
Jinx.
a traditional lane, but it does give you
Lock
a
and
little bit of
Aphelios.
agency, some disengaged tools. But against a lot of dive, it's very squishy.
Yeah, I was actually expecting maybe a Renata to come through for that hostile takeover and the bailout to keep someone safe. But on the
Ooh, I
upside,
do
Gumayusi
enjoy
gonna
Guma
call back
Kai'Sa.
towards the Kai'Sa here. It works so well with the rest of the composition. And even the fact that you have the Nico helps to enable you a certain extent in that bottom side of the map and keep you safe because the Nico poke. But you are up against Corki Nami, which is a very abusive matchup.
Here he is, Nico.
So keep our eyes on this bottom
Dude,
side to see
for
if
finals,
this Corki
guys,
can pick up a couple
please,
of wins, because it's
Please
0-6
remind me to put
at Worlds at the
area
moment. I would
lands
love
like
to try
a
and bully out
4-man
this
ulti
Kai'Sa.
or something.
This Kai'Sa for Gumayusi
They gotta
is such
start
a
banning Carrier
meaningful
out more.
pick because of
His-
the history
his-
he has
his
on the
champion
champion.
Ocean
the
is
last
too big,
performance we
bro.
saw on him, he absolutely popped off and earned redemption on the champion, and now T1 fans have to feel like
Yeah, the
they
Kai'Sa
can
was great
trust
against
him
anyone's
to pilot
legend.
it, especially in these tense environments. Dive is the name of
What
the
if
game
T1
for T1.
loses
If game
this
1
match?
was slow and controlled, game 2 is
if they
about
lose
ruthless
this match,
and lethal aggression.
it'll
as
go
they
to game
set their
3.
sights on the
If they
carry
lose
of
the
top
series,
esports,
they go
will
home.
have to try and survive the backline threat that is heading their way.
And you mentioned Gumayusi's performance on that Kai'Sa. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Vedius. I do believe that was also the game against Hope, where Hope was piloting
You
this
could ban
very
every
Corki,
single
and there
league
at one
champ and
point
he'd
was
still
over
find
a
someone to play.
6,000
You could ban every
individual
support
goal
and he's
difference
locking in gym
between
support and
those
carry.
marksman players.
Like, I don't know.
Absolutely. And we'll see if he can look to have a very similar performance, because for top esports, after losing
You know,
game 1 in
when I first
very
saw
convincing
Carrio's
fashion in favor of
name,
T1,
I thought it was
they're gonna have
supposed to be
show us
like
a lot
a
more in
different
game
spelling
2
for
to show us that they can go
Korea,
toe-to-toe
because
with the
it's
Reigning World Champs.
All right,
K-E-R-I-A.
we're on to the
So I
red
thought
for
it was
game number 2 in this
Korea.
best of 5. Remember,
But is it
log into your
supposed to be
Riot
like
account right now
Carrier?
on wallesports.com
Like, I will
and
carry
watch
ya?
Worlds Live to earn some exclusive Worlds emotes, icons,
Like, I really wonder
capsules,
what-
all kinds of cool stuff. But for top esports, the only thing they want to
supposed to
earn
be.
is a tied series. After an underwhelming first game, it's T1 who are feeling in control coming into this second one. Both of our supports this time, no Summoner's Spellbooks. Gentlemen,
I'll
it's
marry
about
him
the
and tell
lane.
you. Don't worry,
Their
Chim.
goal in game 1
I
was to
knew-
put pressure onto Faker.
I knew I could
and
count
he
on you,
survived
Kate.
that pressure very comfortably. This time around,
I always knew
top
I could count on
esports,
you.
They do have some side lane threat. They have some good collapses, but ultimately, like, I'm curious as to how they're going to navigate their way through the early game, because I think, like, mid lane is not an easy lane to play for. That Camille is probably
Sing
your
it,
easiest
Junior
avenue
Robert.
of attack, but you've also drafted yourself a
Every
Corki
time
army
you're in my
lane that I
chat,
imagine
Junior,
you want to try
it
and invest some resources
mind
into, given that
blows
you are
me,
running
because
a more of
your
an
name
aggressive
is
bot
literally
lane
the
duo.
name of my
You could already
brother.
see Hung and
Like, I call my brother
posturing
RJ.
far up in the bottom
His name
lane,
is
looking
Robert
for an
Jr.
early trade.
Yeah, I think the way you want to try and play this bottom lane is to use the slowing ability of the
What do you
Nami,
mean,
just
no?
make things really
Amor?
uncomfortable for Carrier.
What do you mean, no?
And if you can end up enabling that to close that gap for the Trundle, Carrier's going to have to invest a flash.
You done with the
pillar
soju?
for
What
after,
flavor did
and
you
that's the
have?
way you're going to look to try and chase down this
Do
bottom
I get
side
to
of the
meet
map.
RJ tomorrow?
If
Yeah, I
T1
was
are able
actually,
to
like,
alleviate a lot of that pressure by having
I
traffic
was
match or making sure
waiting
that
for
you're
my
able
brother.
to keep some of these
He
early
went to the
summoner spells, which
restroom
are
when
already
I saw
double
you,
burned
Lily.
on the bottom side. That's where that's
also, I
T1
did not
try
mean
and
to
keep
be
themselves
rude
safe.
to you, Holy, when you first came up. I was just talking to the people about the watch party because you just messaged me about it, so I wanted to ask about it immediately.
Junglers are starting on opposite sides here in this one too.
In game one,
so I'm sorry
it really
about
was
that.
Faker's story.
Green grape and
as
strawberry.
He really just
Yummy. How do
survived
you
the
like
pressure.
the?
Jackie Love,
I like
looking
green
to make game
grape.
2 about here.
How do you like the
Level
strawberry?
2 spikes up. Forced to use the barrier as the tower shot comes through, though. Gets punished for that aggression.
But he does get the flash out of Carry.
Okay, bet. I just didn't want you to think
But
I
it's
was
playmaking from
being
T1.
rude or
Owner and
anything.
Faker already starting to move through. Owner wants to slip in behind.
Very
Has he
artificial.
gone towards his top side?
Honestly,
They should
Sky,
be peeling
I
at the
highly
ward. You can see it there
recommend
going, where the
if
hell's the Jarvan?
you haven't tried
So
them
top
already,
esports
but
back
the
away in the bottom
lychee
side. They know something's
and
up.
the Yakult one, I think are pretty good.
Still hanging around for now.
Green
Kanavi, though,
grape
has secured his red
apple
buff.
used to
Jarvan
be my
does
favorite
not
in college.
win against Trundle in those 1v1s, so Owner's going to walk
The
away.
watermelon
Great
one,
understanding from top esports there about the jungle timings from the
Disgusting.
Jarvan. You can see they had a ward that just died on the
It
Raptors on the top
is
side.
peak,
Owner
Holy.
never showed.
It is peak.
So know that something has to be up.
What
And
does it
now
taste like?
it's kind of a reverse of game one, where it was
It
top
kinda
esports to go for the invade
tastes like-
and start
like
to
a-
fall a little bit behind on tempo when it comes to the jungle. And now it's
powder
actually Kanavi who has that
Smarties
advantage.
to me.
Now this leaves the bot lane very exposed. An
And
opportunity
I really
for a
like
gank.
Smarties.
Gumayusi has to invest the ward.
Like, it definitely
and it's going to do that
tastes
just
like
now.
artificial.
Good awareness from T1, investing that early vision to spot out where Kanavi was. Owner will see him earlier on the red buff. And now this bot lane should feel safer with that vision to push out that wave underneath the tower as their
Girl, are
jungler
you
is on
for
the top
real?
side
Yeah.
of the map.
Does quirky ult
There's
count?
so much vision on this
For
bottom side.
what?
Oh, he flashed over the wall. Kanavi flashed over to avoid the vision. And is now
Caitlin, I
going to
think
come
you
in onto
just
the bot
really
lane.
have to like
Be a big payoff for top
like
esports.
think about it
Gumayusi and Carry attacking
legitimately.
away,
You know, like
so Kanavi, despite
if
trying
it's
to get
drastically
creative there
missed,
with
like you
the
just have to
angle
like
for the flash,
you just have to like
he's spotted.
Yeah, that ward in the river does
You
end
know,
up
like,
spawning
think
him out.
about it.
The commitment of the flash ends up not paying off. I think Jackie Love and Hong just gave the play away as they tried to move up, set up for the corresponding gank. Kanavi looking now.
Okay.
I will look out for
Already
the
spent
ults
earlier, and he is
during
not
these
afraid.
fights and let
Nice
you know.
tangle barb there into the blooming burst.
Yeah,
Means
package was
it's
lit,
actually
especially with
Jackie
the
Love
arcade
that takes
skin.
the worst of the attempt.
They've
No,
already
you're fine.
swapped their lanes now as well, but Gumayusi moved
I'm
up
not
the top side. The
upset
interrupt,
or anything.
not quite there. Jordan trying to get that ward in the brush to give him that extended hook shot. But now, again, just already we're seeing how much pressure top esports want to try and put onto this game. They couldn't really find much in the last one, but so many
Can
plays
you like
already invested in
use
top
your
bot lane.
clout with Riot to bring it back?
Baker just trying to hang around.
You
here,
know
grabs
what?
a little
I'll
bit of
dial them up
minions.
tomorrow, actually.
Colossal smash will pick up that one as up in the top
Let
side.
me just
Gumayusi
add Drew
just
Levin on
continues
Twitter real
farming
quick.
On this Kaisa does have a nice little lead
Y'all are so
over
silly.
Jackie Love on the Corki, but there is some extra minions for Jackie to pick up.
Yeah, it should even up as this wave ends up crashing through and top esports end up matching on this top side of the map. But already you can see the game plan from T1 is we want to avoid this matchup. It is so difficult to play against Scream. Gets the lockdown, can have in the area, but they don't want to go for it. Again, like Jackie Love and Hong should be able to punish in this matchup. So as long as Gumayusi and
Quirky
Carry are able
shouldn't
to push
count
in a wave in the
'cause he likes
reset,
to
they should be
waste
good.
ult.
But here we go, top lane again.
Ults to get the strong ult. He gets
Real
every
Gumayusi and
3
fake
or however.
Gumayusi both hanging around, and
Yeah,
there's just
like,
the power of this Nico,
I think
man.
we'll know
Whether
a
this
drastically
champion
missed
is
ult when we
engaging
see
from stealth for a team fight, whether it's checking vision with the clone, whether it's tanking turrets with the cannon, it provides so much unique utility that no other support does.
I just love that both teams are doing an excellent job of reading their enemy junglers' movements.
Oh, at drag over the wall. I think he like flash ulted. It was yeah. See, like stuff like that.
Accrue a CS lead.
Stuff like that.
Given that early on, sacking
That
one
would be
side of the map
something
really
that
should have cost him a lot, but he's been able to bounce back to great efficiency.
It's because you end up seeing that Kanavi used all that time to gank bot lane, attempted to gank top, where
Like, it has to be in a high intense
Kanavi
moment.
behind 2 cams as he starts to move into this bottom side of the map. But that was a big load of damage on towards Jackie.
I can show you one of my ranked games real quick if you want it.
Yeah,
Just for
Owner level
demonstration
6,
purposes.
Cataclysm at the ready. Gumayusi and Keria are both injured, however. We'll see if they want to keep looking for a little bit more, because Faker is also here with a hero's entrance. The Jarvan Galio Wombo combo could be exactly what T1 wants. There are no teleports ready on the top esports side to try to reinforce this. Hong's going to be in some danger. Hero's entrance is first blood over to Faker, and it's 2-0 T1.
Are we surprised?
Clean execution from T1.
Are we surprised?
As they shut down
Type 1 in chat if you're surprised.
No room
Any
for
wonders?
escape whatsoever.
1 in chat if you're surprised.
Kanavi spotted that entire time on the Dragon. Makes
Any
the
wonders?
play look smooth as T1
Any
go
wonders?
2-0 up.
Cream even invested the realm warp to try and get up there as well, try and follow Faker, but was just that little bit too far behind. T1 having a masterclass in these early games of tracking the enemy jungler and making sure they just cannot do anything. You can see here, as we get in towards the play, it's very late roam from Cream, and top esports already know they're in trouble, but they try to send anyway. JackieLove even investing the flash at the end here to try and escape, but there's so much damage in the early stage of the game. The tanking is spectacular, and there's nothing top esports can do to cover.
You said you had 2 bottles?
Very well done by T1 as they take an early lead here in game 2. Top esports, the last hope of the LPL. We're hoping to see more from them in this game, but given the composition that T1 have drafted, like, I'm still struggling to see their kind of avenue of attack. Especially as we get closer to these big fights that we're expecting. T1's composition all very much wants to do the same thing, and I feel like the top esports are kind of forced to just hit the target that's in front of them, but there will be many targets in front of them, and they will be coming from every which way, especially with a Camille and a Kai'Sa at their back looking to navigate their way through whatever angle they have available to them.
Well, the angle for top esports right now is neutral objectives. They did get the first Drake after the play made from T1 earlier there underneath that tier 1 turret topside. And now, once more, it's going to be top esports claiming all 3 grubs, just like in game number 1. So the kills and the gold may belong to T1, but it's top esports keeping themselves relevant with control over objectives.
Yeah, I mean, T1 just don't have the ultimates they needed. Faker not having his, Owners is just only back off cooldown, and looking at Cream now in the mid lane.
Yeah, Cream gets cataclysmed, forced to flash immediately, does not want to lose any extra health on that one. There's no way you don't die if you stay inside that terrain. So Cream now vulnerable on the rise.
You know, Flowers, as a Skarner main, you're very familiar with junglers
now,
expecting attacks.
I'm not gonna lie to y'all, if T1 wins today and advances to finals versus KT,
it's the flash tax when playing against the Jarvan.
That's expensive tax.
Oh, it certainly is, and that's why he is so successful in the latter half of the World Championship. It's so easy for him to walk into a lane,
T1 is the better opponent for KT for like an interesting world.
To block the Justice Punch from Faker. Now Faker's trying to get away here on the Galio shielded Duran for a little bit of extra durability. JackieLove gets his shot.
Faker wasn't ready, but here we go.
369, public execution, wants the attempt on to Doran, who uses the Hextech ultimatum defensively back against him. Carrier comes in for the pop blossom, but he only finds Kanavi. Now Owners showing up, but Cream reinforces here with the Realm Warp. Gumayushi ready to back up his team. Both sides commit a lot, and both sides decide it's not worth anymore.
Good, y'all.
Signs of life from top esports.
If
and
T1 does advance to finals,
that fire.
I'm not sure they'll win.
Ultimately fizzles because top esports
I think they are the only opponent that I'm like,
backing away from the play. They know that JackieLove can secure some plates on the top side of the map and get some gold back for top esports.
Again, just punishing the
so I think that will be the best.
And this Nami slow is so painful
like, I think that could
deal
go to game
with
5
for anyone that tries to waddle away. So nice job by top esports to find something back. And also to escape on that bottom side, because that looked dicey for a second.
Really
it absolutely did. Dragon now in 1 minute and 20 seconds. These first items are nearing their completion. I imagine across the board, both sides will reach those spikes ahead of that Dragon spawn.
The Dom was on crack cocaine
for a fight, but
yesterday.
I mean, it's a bit of a creative way to find a pick because I expected things like the Rise ultimate.
Telling
as we
me
saw
how
being
good
useful
KT
the bottom
looks.
side of the map. That's the way in which I envision.
Dom has never in his life
top
clicked like he's clicking
now.
now.
Creating
he
the
looked
sudden numbers advantage
so
that
good.
T1 can't necessarily
He
respond
so
to, especially when the Galio is so far away. And this is another thing that
Can
T1
someone
have to
give
be
me the
mindful
background
of.
on
As
this?
long as Faker is sitting on the top side of the map,
What do you want
he
the
can't
background on?
impact the bot side with his ultimate. So he does now have the TB available. He can look to join the fray, but
that man was an intern DK
toe-to-toe
when
with
he
Doran
was
in
in
the
the
lobby.
LPL.
With this
All of a
dragon
sudden he
now,
wakes up.
35
Was he
seconds, I
really?
am curious what this potential fight is
Was
going to
he
look like as well,
seriously?
because you've got no flash on Keria, which is so crucial for finding these big pop blossoms. But also, how much value can 369 get out of this Ambessa?
background on
Because in
me?
theory, T1 are all jumping in on top of you, so you're not really going to find an isolated
On, like,
target. Even if he ends up
why,
jumping
like,
on towards
T1
Gumayushi,
or-
Gumayushi just ults to the other side of the fight and
or,
keeps
like,
himself
why I
safe.
think
So I
they would
really
be
am
the best
curious how
opponent
top
for
esports are going to get
finals.
value from this Ambessa throughout these next few engages.
All right, 5 seconds on that Drake. Kanavi takes a little bit of damage, but nothing that he's going to be extremely worried about here on the Trundle. Owner throws the flag into the pit, but now here in the bottom lane,
Yeah, my, like,
369 and Doran
webcam
continues
is trying to,
scrapping
like,
as we
blur the
continue to see
background.
369 coming out on top. Trinity Force completed for Jackie Love means a massive point of power there for the Corki, but it doesn't look like he's arriving to Drake here in time just yet. Carrier wants to get away. Nice use of the pillar there. Takes Carrier low, and now Owner has to flash out. Flash bubble attempt. Not going to get anything back there from Hong. He misses that as Gumayushi now has to flash away too. It's a ton of damage coming in as Carrier's already dead. Jackie Love killed in response. It's Fetal Warfare claimed by T1, but Doran's got to try to continue getting away. 369
Guma
looking
needs
for an
more-
angle. Possibly. He
Guma
goes
needs
for
more
the
items.
execution. 369.
Guma
Damn,
needs
that's
more
fine.
items.
He finds Gumayushi at the very edge of
Wait,
the
did
fight.
he just quote
to
Ying
make
Yang
it 3
Twins?
kills to 3.
Jackie Love drives the fight forward as he flashes
Did he just
into
quote Ying
range
Yang
of
Twins?
T1, but that gave Top Esports the confidence to chase down the escaping T1 members. 369
sorry. No,
finds
no.
another kill,
Hold on, we
equalizes
gotta
the
go
kill
back.
score as T1 walks away with the Dragon.
Sometimes Jackie
I gotta go
Love
back.
flashing in
I'm
can be a
sorry.
little
To 3.
T1, but Love
At the very 6-9. Damn, that's fine. He finds Gumayushi at the very edge of the fight to make it.
Sometimes Jackie Love flashing in can be a little spooky, but that was
Dog pile top lane. Vengeance for Gumayushi as T1 takes
I
out
was
the
unaware
Ambessa for the entire
of
time.
your game,
Cream
Captain
getting
Flowers.
the opportunity to put these Void Grubs to work in the bottom lane.
they just keep going for these picks, and here
I
Terry
will
is
be
stepped
letting
too
him know
far
I
forward, hoping that he
appreciated
can get
that
pop blossom,
on our
but the
next
follow-up
encounter.
from Hong means that everyone on T1 has to run away. And Jackie Love, knowing that he's got his chance here, flashing forward, hoping to finish off some of these low health bars, not expecting Doran to come in. But this entire time, 369 is trying to walk up from this bottom side of the map, and eventually spots out 369 and manages to,
Yin
flash
yang in
onto
the
Gumayushi
sky.
and sets up the play.
Beautiful follow-up from 369. The consequence of all of this, though, is that Doran has been left isolated in the top
Yin yang
lane.
in
He
the
will secure
spang.
the first tower, and it looks to be the feats of strength as well for T1.
There it is. Yup, exactly right
Where
before
your man at
the
during
tier
that
1 turret
fight?
could have faced its own
All I
potential
know is he
doom
got
on
a
the
kill
T1
afterwards.
side. I'm always impressed when a team that loses all 3 Void Grubs still manages to secure the first turret of the game for themselves. This is a 14-minute feats of strength versus the 28 minutes from last game as Owner goes in for the cataclysm
won
onto
first
Jackie
game.
Love. Doran now ready with a Hextech ultimatum, and here's the hero's entrance. Jackie Love first to die as Doran's got to try to find his way back
Doran.
out. Owner jumps in with the EQ combo, but Kanavi's ready to take a bite out of him. The Troll
sure
King
Jane
leads the charge as Doran gets a nice Hextech sweep for a little bit more HP. T1's not done yet as Keria still looking maybe for a root here, but T1 are just going to take their kill, disengage. As now it is the turret dying in the top side on the T1 side, thanks to 369. Faker with the Justice Punch away from the Nami bubble.
They just walk Jackie Love down.
I don't care
They
if they
overextend
lose,
trying to
but
look
can
for
I
the tower,
marry Hong?
but Doran doesn't end up, or just moves down towards mid. As we get to see here, just
I
Jackie
mean-
Love. Oh my god,
Oh,
the damage on
what?
Gumayushi was insane.
That was crazy. So Jackie Love gets a kill in the
Dang.
mid lane, and then T1 look to punish. And I mean, you're seeing the combo right here. There is no room for remorse as Jackie Love is instantly shut down. Top Esports tried to get something back, but there's little available for them. We have to go back to live because the Herald is going to be secured, and the pace of this game is very different
Look
from
at
game
him.
one.
I
That's
think
so
T1 actually
precious.
sticking around there, getting that poke on, from Cream, actually
Yeah,
removed a lot
they're
of their
playing
pressure
a lot
over
of
towards
like
the Rift Tower. I thought we'd
solo,
pick into
or
move
not
towards that
solo,
objective,
team
but
fighting
instead, Top Esports
plays.
managed
Nobody
to
really
pick that
goes
one
off
up,
by
and
themselves
as you say, Betty,
anymore.
this game much quicker.
I feel
this
like
tower in the mid is going to fall.
Tiny, in the earlier games, we got a lot more solo kills, right? Like, I feel like we would often see those squares
they don't even really need it, but it will still lose most of the HP.
But now, like,
shouldn't
we
be
don't
able to get a
see
second
it.
charge. No, it will not. In a game number
They
one,
play
where
so
Top Esports
coordinated
secured
now.
3 grubs into every single other neutral objective
I'm
going
not tripping,
T1's
right?
way,
Like,
almost entirely
you would
uncontested.
see those squares
it's Top
crossed
Esports that are now
off.
tied in Drakes here in the second game, but have secured the Herald. They've secured the grubs. They seem to be much more eager to fight with T1 in this game.
T1's composition very much operates similarly to a shotgun, right? It's got a lot of power on that initial pull of the trigger, but the longer the fight goes, the more the threat starts to fall off. Now, of course, Camille in the late game, once she gets closer to those like 3 completed items, she's always going to be that late game threat. But in these 2-item mark, I do feel that if Top Esports can survive that initial burst in the extended trade, there are definitely ways for them to turn the fights in their favor.
And you talk about
I think
the
they're
2
playing
items
for
Spike
serious
Vegas,
now. They're
and
playing for
items that have to
keeps.
stack in League of Legends are naturally going to have a pretty high power point once they're fully stacked. And you've got Rise and Corki on the side of Top Esports, stacking towards a Seraph's next, stacking towards that Muramana with the Manamune already fully completed. There for Jackie Love, as the 3rd Drake of the game has spawned. It is an Ocean. We're on Ocean Rift this time, but a TP is coming in from T1. Top Esports committed to the objective. She's on the flank, but he's got to be a little bit careful. 369 wants to mark him. Carrier goes in with a bad pop blossom, but Jackie Love is already down. Top Esports have lost their marksman. Doran, he's the only one low, but it won't matter. Realm Warp, it gets Top Esports away to safety. Gumiyushi's still after Hong, so it's objective over to T1.
We don't gotta watch
they
the rest.
steal
Good night.
the Drake. They take
We don't even
the
gotta watch
kill.
no more, bro.
They blast Jackie
We ain't even
Love.
gotta watch no more.
Jackie Love doesn't get to play the game. Everyone is focusing down every single time. And once that's done, Top Esports have to run for the hills. There's nowhere safe for them.
Bettius, you said this comp works like a
bro.
shotgun, and Jackie Love didn't even get to hear him rack the shell. That was just instant deletion at the start of the fight, and Top Esports had
Let me
to
wash
scatter.
the dishes real quick. Project, you got time, babe.
You'll see how difficult it is for Jackie.
This one's
Keep
over.
your eyes on the Corki. In the midst of all of that, he's being attacked from 3 angles. Doran on the left, Carry on the right, and Gumiyushi from
Yeah, who was it earlier?
3
Wrap this
angles
hell
of
up.
attack. This AD carry is given no opportunity
There's my
to
apology.
get away to safety.
And this feels like a classic T1 fight where they surround you on all sides and they just slowly encroach and make your
By the
life
way,
miserable.
apparently
T1,
Carrier
a well-oiled
couldn't decide
machine on
his
the play,
name,
and
so
once
he kept
again,
hitting
we
random
start to see light
letters
from
until
Top
he
Esports, but it's
eventually came up
T1
with
who are
Carrier.
starting to pull away with the game.
That's
How do you
crazy.
stay behind your front line when the battle lines are every single direction around you? Jackie
That's
Love
crazy
focused
because I
down.
literally thought
That
it was
Corki
for
that we were talking about being
Korea
steering with the Trinity Force,
or
stacking towards
Korea.
the Muramana. It doesn't matter
That's crazy.
how farmed you are if you're dead at the very start of the fight. T1 now with the lead in. Drake's here too. 45 seconds until Otacon spawns. This time around, he's down here on the bottom side of the map.
Yeah, and also in the rest of these fights, there is a thought process of, well, you know, Jackie Love can die because we have other carries, right? Trundle can deal some damage and Bess is strong, Rise is strong. But realistically, when you're playing so many short-range carries into things like Faker's Taunt, into Carrier, into Owner as well, it becomes so difficult to really get value from them. Now Top Esports looking to overload the bot lane to make something happen for them.
Oh yeah, there's no way for T1 to try to defend this one. 3 grubs and 4 players from
It's
top
pronounced
is more than enough
Carrier.
to knock down the last 25% of that tower's health. So that means our gold is once again back to dead even. 20 minutes on the clock, and Otacon makes his way onto the rift with Top Esports having control over the bot side river.
Faker's going to go back to base. He has the TP available. Top Esports going to force the issue. Owner has a flank angle from behind. 369 trying to mark him.
Yeah, Owner is wrapped all the way around on top of
How
the
do they
control
know?
board. So he knows he's not seen here. Still trying to be careful about this as Carrier and Doran also approaching
How
towards
did
this
they know that he
Otacon.
was flanking?
It is starting
They
to
don't
lose
have
some
vision.
patience, down to about 2/3 HP. Cream back over in the mid lane. Top Esports backing away. Remember, they still have their tier 1 turret down here in the bottom lane, and it still has a lot of health.
Top Esports knows something is up. They cannot find Owner, and they know that's an issue, but it's misses on the ult.
They wanted the public execution. They can't get Gumiyushi. 3-man pop blossom from Carrier.
Oh my gosh, he's so good. He's so good at League of Legends.
Needs the kill, but he dies to the Cataclysm. Cream locked up by She knocks him out. Triple kill for the Kaisa as Hong's a fish out of water. And T1.
What time is it? 3:34? Yo, 4:30. I'm gonna give me some good sleep tonight.
Anyone on the side of T1.
I'm gonna give me some good sleep tonight.
Finds the play. The ulti connects onto 3, but their target is Jackie Love. He trades his life to take out the AD carry, and then it's cleanup for T1.
It does not feel like LPL's day. It doesn't really feel like their decade, to be perfectly honest. And it looks like Faker continues to make.
He cursed them for the decade.
Towards another World Finals for themselves.
For like 10 years. Oh my gosh!
Backstage as well.
He says it don't even.
Usual for T1.
It's the end of the decade.
3,000 gold, 25 petals. They've got the feats.
Yeah, exactly, Holy. Like I want to be well rested.
Is just the
and you said tomorrow, babes. You mean in like 7 hours?
Moran has found Cream.
Wants to go after this rise.
Like,
from the side of top
we about to be there in a couple hours. No kidding.
Doran down to half HP. Owner wants a little bit more. The teleport is a little bit late to arrive from Faker, but it's still just in time.
Like, come on, y'all. This would not have been a good finals to watch.
They can hide, but Top Esports cannot
if Top Esports went on to face KT, and I'm scared that KT is gonna dog walk T1. So also that reaction time was diabolical.
He wants to cut off the escape. Pop Blossom on 2. Doran chasing after home.
Bro, wrap this up, bro. Wrap this up.
Only Kanavi
wrap
is
this
alive
up.
to tell the tale, and T1's got a 5,000.
Right, no, like his Kaisa is
Images of
phenomenal.
2023 and Faker on this Galio must be in the heads of 369 and Kanavi because they attack the side lane, they get caught. They attack the jungle, they get caught. And T1 look like they're about to take over once again.
Faker face checks, but the reaction speed, I mean, is still exquisite. Carrier leveraging the clones as he often does, drawing that focus, allowing him to find an angle that Top Esports
yeah, there's
did
lucky
not
7
expect.
and there's unlucky
Jackie Love,
7.
similar to what we've seen in this entire game, is locked down and shut out. And T1 are looking to go match point in this best of 5.
It's too good, Gil.
It has been complete domination from T1. Anyone's Legend pushed them to the brink, but Top Esports have yet to find any purchase in this series. And the question starts to become, well, what do you do? It has been comfort across the board for
Legend. Dagda, because Betty, as you mentioned, back at the
Did they not see Faker have stopped watching his inventory? What were they thinking?
Gumayushi, who sidesteps the public execution and kills Jackie anyway. 369 wants the damage, and Guma's finally going to be shut down. But Top Esports lose their top
laner. We win this
now
without
putting the pressure under Cream and Hong, making more space as Faker. Let's blow the winds of war, and they will blow down Top Esports. Nobody's left.
Can y'all run it down mid real quick?
They might have got Gumayushi, but it cost them everything.
We run it down mid.
That killer instinct from Gumayushi.
All right, we'll check after. We'll check after the game.
He uses the Kaisa ult to dodge the Ambessa and find the fight that will net T1 the Baron.
Make sure that's not Zeus piloting the Camille.
Team fighting from T1.
we
look back at the play. Guma becomes the target. The ulti response.
You need
from Guma
T1 to get 15 more kills. God dang.
Fantastic mechanics as Guma lives to the very end to dish out as much damage as possible to help T1 win the fight.
Yeah, the question marks on Gumayushi's Kaisa kind of need to go to the wayside. This man is performing like an absolute hero for T1 in this.
But I mean, he has been.
That's what I wanted to say.
His other Kaisa game was phenomenal as well.
His Kaisa had a 6,000 individual gold lead and just did circles around Hope's Corky. This time around, Jackie might have been off to a decent start, but T1 has shot that chopper down every single team fight, and it's Gumayushi again with an over 3,000 gold lead, 3 fully completed items, Seeker's arm guard unbroken, Jackie Love jumping forward, Carrier has to flash away to keep himself alive.
Oh, they're
so
serious.
One less playmaking
Yo,
tool for
Trundle has
T1,
so much
but they're
movement
wearing
speed.
purple with a 9,000 gold lead and Soul Point.
I love that Jakilov, even though he's got a 2.75 scoreline, he's 3 levels behind Gumayushi, still does not hesitate to press W towards T1.
Well, he should
knows
be.
That they will not turn this game around idly by.
Owner over the wall, immediately goes into the Cataclysm. Jakilov under pressure as Gumayushi pops the Seeker, staying alive for now, needs a little bit more damage. Carrier swoops in behind him. Gumayushi's still alive. Top Esports is not. It's T1 with a full send.
T1 crashes
Are you
down
serious?
on Top Esports, and it will be the
Are you serious?
that will be next to fall.
Y'all over here flaming Gumayushi's Kaisa, and he over here making plays like that.
Number 1. They
Talk to me.
nearly 1
Talk to
kill
me.
per minute in this
Talk to me.
second matchup as 369 will get one back
Talk
at
to
the
me.
very, very end. But he dies on the steps to his own base.
Talk to me.
T1, match point.
Who is flaming
Simply
Gumayushi's Kaisa?
exceptional performance
Ooh.
from T1. Let's get
Best
the breakdown from the
friend.
analysts.
Good night, Holy. I'll
that
see you
it
in the
wasn't
morning.
enough
I'll make sure to
seemingly
wear
for
my
Faker
T1
and
jersey.
to have that record over the LPL. They also want to get the fastest
See you tomorrow.
record
Or
over beating
today,
the LPL
I guess.
at Worlds, because this is an unbelievable shellacking from the man you see walking behind us right now and his team, Emily.
Never mind.
Yeah, I mean, I want to call
Yo, Holy was dripped out today. Holy had a jacket on that was fire. Where'd you get that jacket from, Holy?
Jakilov skin, by the way. if anyone ever caught that.
Bye,
I'm pretty sure
bae.
IG Kaisa. Absolutely destroying along with Carry.
Why are we playing Corky? Why are we playing Corky and going 2-8?
I just want to call out that we are witnessing greatness. They are 1 game away from their 4th straight World Finals. That is just unthinkable. In a game where you're competing against so many
that's
people
fire.
from around the world,
Bye.
where there's so many talented players, to keep doing it again and again and again and again, it's just insane.
It's insane, and I want to call out specifically because we had such a quick conversion from Swiss stage into quarterfinals into semifinals that we saw that conversion in real time
I know,
being
that's
so
crazy.
fast. I remember it was a mere few days ago where you said, I don't think they'll be that good in these playoffs, in these knockouts. I don't think I've seen enough. There's so many problems with their play. They are non-existent today.
Yeah, and then unfortunately for everyone, as always, that was then followed
Caitlin,
by...
what is your name for bingo?
See
I
how
can start
they
pulling
could
up
do
your-
it again. And now I'm actually really happy to report that
They
we are
couldn't
now
possibly
figuring out
do it again, man
for
says
the
after
4th
watching them
time
do
in
it
a
again.
row. And what I'm really glad is we now know it's not time bound, it's stage bound, right? It's not the week off in between. It's just we get to quarterfinals. Lock
Boom.
in.
Let's go. Let's tell the story of this game a little bit, because I think so much will be said about Jakilov, who at the beginning of this game finally was able to kill Faker, got a nice play out in the mid lane as well after, but it just made T1 set their sights on Jakilov even more.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this was a good punish. Faker had spent his flash on an earlier play, so they go top, they get the kill, they knock down 2 plates. But the problem is there's no protection for Jackie in this composition. Here he goes a bit too far, flashing in, didn't realize that Doran was there. But we saw time and time again, even when he was positioning well, he's just getting one shot.
Yeah, there were so many fights where it was obvious that T1's focus, even as this is 369 getting onto Guma, it didn't look super bad for TES. But as we already pointed out, Jakilov was out of the fight, right? And T1 had such a laser focus on killing this
safe.
Corky.
Safe, bro.
Before, and they, like you said, Azale, had no peel for him to keep him safe.
And this is where, like, I never like to make everything about the draft, because it's not. There's a massive portion of it is execution. But when I was watching the draft, I was just saying, Renata is insane here for TES. It's a full dive. They've shown that on the first 3, and we're going Nami to try to play for lane dominance. It's like, felt so unlikely that you're going to be able to blow open the game through lane.
Yeah, I'll pull it up
It wouldn't
once
just
they stop talking.
objectively worse than having a Renata.
I have the
And
card
meanwhile, you
pulled
just
up.
had that fantastic play from Carrier that you broke down in the pre-show, but here again on his
It always
knees,
happens.
every second
Welcome.
counts, and thanks
It
to a
always
reliable
happens.
Cisco
It happened
network,
last year.
They find them
Happens
all.
this
I mean, if
year.
it wasn't over by then, it
They're
definitely
just the
was over again.
best.
And it's that Atakan, man.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. How people miss the
not quite working.
package.
These engages from Carrier have been insane. And then Guma dives in. Doran is right there. And obviously Faker comes in with the heroic entrance. And despite Carrier going down early, Doran getting chomped, doesn't matter because the damage dealer is still alive.
And what you didn't see was the setup to this too, which I also really liked, right? Owner was waiting just before that tri-brush for a really long time. They were trying to set up, closing in.
Let me not laugh. That's not funny.
TES team, and as you see the comparison, Jackie Love started off not
11-3 versus 2-8
game, but it was Gumayushi again on this Kaisa pick that previously,
but like, he still has a high
he's
KP.
been a little bit shaky on, absolutely showing up once again on the world stage. 11, 3, and 8, nearly 1,000 damage a minute.
And as you said,
this
on
graphic
that
is shady.
IG Kaisa skin to add insult.
You're
to
right.
injury.
It's not funny.
How
It's
does TS
hilarious.
come back from this? It feels like they have not only the weight of the current games on their shoulders, but all of their fans in the LPL in the 12-year history that Faker has against the LPL.
I mean, a reverse sweep is so hard to pull off against T1. I will say something that gave me some confidence is it never felt like they gave up. They still kept looking for fights, even when they were massively behind. They need comfort. They need to have some early plays go their way and hopefully build a little confidence.
Oh, they have to show so much to stay in this one from the side of Top Esports, or it is T1 that head over to their 4th straight Grand Finals. Now 2025 has been a big year in League of Legends. We welcomed players to Noxus and introduced Arena Mode, journeyed with Sinzao to Ionia for the Spirit Blossom Festival and to meet Yunara, and now, faced with the threat of impending darkness released by LeBlanc and Arakan, our heroic warriors will converge on the Temple of Twilight in a final battle of fate. Don't miss the narrative conclusion to 2025 when the season end cinematic premieres on November 7th at 8 a.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Central European. Can't wait.
I'll be there no matter what.
Chills. Chills.
Every new path seems to lead us closer to chaos.
Piltover was a lesson. Calamity is always approaching.
Perhaps we should focus on the opportunity that's washed up on our shores.
Besides, you have no host. Unforeseen turns are simply part of any path. Our next move must be bolder.
My name is Xinjiao, Seneschal of Demacia. This sapling bloomed in the royal gardens, where none should grow. Its presence gave me no peace. So after 30 years, I have returned to the lands of my birth, seeking answers.
You know the tale of the devoted shrine maiden, Xinjiao. You should hear the story behind it.
Leaderless and lost, war between the Darkin became inevitable. Ionia was just another battleground among many. Some of us prayed to the shrine spirits for deliverance, and that was when he came to us. His name was Zehen. When the war was over, we returned in victory. But something had changed in Zehen. He could feel his humanity ebbing away.
Is that not
and
Ras?
feared what he might eventually become capable of. And so he asked to be bound like the others.
If you crave freedom, Atakan, then tell me where the Darkin weapon lies.
The first lands.
Ionia is but a doorway.
I have done your bidding.
Yunara, what has happened?
He says he experienced a dark vision.
I saw Demacia in ruins.
Someone knows the truth. They mean to free Zehen.
Wait, new champion will be revealed this weekend. Well, next weekend. That's what it's gotta be, no? Chills. Chills. Okay, now bring out Seraphine for literally no reason to give her a skin she doesn't need. Holy. I saw leaks with him. He looks like Dookie. Oh. Ow. Wow.
The greatest players in the world.
Alright, let's check this bingo card.
They can just burn this one down. Oh my God, to see them like you've never seen them before.
It will as the Arcane Storm doing so much work in Gen G. They are just
Okay, Scion ban, Deathless player for a singular player. Tech pause happened several times. Unlucky 7, last pick ADC. It is a bingo. It's a Chimo, actually. Good Chimo. Congrats, congrats. Ooh, write this down.
Alright guys, I just landed in China. Let's go.
Play the local way, pay your way.
Where is the list?
Have you ever seen the Great Wall at night? Play the local way, pay your way.
Chim, you forgot to add my name? Did I? Have you seen the list? Chim, aren't you kind of sad that this is the last time on stage? Jackie, last time on stage, and they are going out like this?
Gives you wings.
Wait, he's retiring after this
When I
year?
was a player, if I was to like make a misplay, maybe it's my mouse, maybe it's my armrest, something feels wrong. If you were at home, you wouldn't do that.
The Infinite Precision Armrest is part of the larger Circulab on Stage standard initiative, aimed to bring your home or training room settings to the tournament stage.
He's either retiring or taking a break. Oh, I think I do remember y'all telling me he said he has health issues. I do think I remember y'all telling me that. Oh, I love Jackie Love. I'd like Twitch League. We stand Jackie Love in this household. Wait, how old was he? Wait, I need to go pee. I need to go pee real quick. I'll be right back.
Red Bull
I'll be right back, y'all.
안녕하세요. T1의 페이커입니다. 오늘 상해 8년 만에 와서 경기를 했는데 오랜만에 또 중국 팬분들과 같이 경기를 할 수 있어서 너무 기쁩니다. 항상 응원해 주셔서 감사합니다.
comes to life. Scream and shout, tell it to the sky.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Worlds 2025 here in the semifinals. It's a best of 5 to determine who gets to face KT Rolster in the finals in Chengdu just a week from now. And T1 are up 2-0. The first game was a slow burn that was one-sided and very quick once it caused fire. The second game was much closer early on, but T1 found their mark in Jackie Love every team fight and again dominated Top Esports.
Yeah, and now that mountain seems higher, that river seems longer for Top Esports. Not only do they have to beat T1, but they have to do it in a reverse sweep if they hope to find an LPL team in finals as we get ourselves in towards draft.
I have to imagine that Kiana is going to be the priority for Top Esports. Get it in the hands of Kanavi, something that he is extremely confident on. His only loss on the champion this year was against G2, against
I made s'mores. Holy moly, we're in champ select? What the freaky?
Last game, Dagdy, you talked about how Pantheon has been an answer for them.
What the freaky?
The question is, what could you even pair alongside that Pantheon in the mid lane?
So quick.
Champions like Victor really rise in priority in situations like this. But with the Scion open and the Trundle gone, it looks like that they will in fact lock that Pantheon in alongside that strong top side.
And now that becomes a little bit of an issue for, okay, what do we try and take to get through this Pantheon in that top side? Looks like Orin is going to be the answer for 369, but I still want to see something from that AD carry role that can do a bit of damage because, you know, your Sivir's gone, your Kai'Sa's gone. You need something that can be a bit more DPS heavy if you want to try and match this.
Okay, the Ornn locked in for the top lane, the Aurora there for the mid
he's
lane
gone
for
again.
Cream, and Faker now going to play the Mel again.
Wait, exact rules for what?
You must be able
Mel
to.
again? Y'all, if T1 wins Worlds, I think we're getting a Mel skin. I do.
Was brought out for the first time.
Like, oh my gosh, Finky. Stop dedicating these games to me. Oh my god.
By T1.
You don't have to pick Mel just to prove a point.
Wow, so you'll see T1 just get rid of ranged options because
I told him I wanted to be more low key, but he keeps finding new ways.
They could consider the Caitlyn for Gumayushi if they want a little bit more range.
Delusional at its finest.
However, Jin into Ornn not necessarily the strongest threat into that tank top side, but it would facilitate some of the poke direction that T1 is going for. Alternatively, Lucian could be a very powerful bot side, but with both Braum and Nami gone, that
sometimes the teams talk smack in the post-game interview.
All right, T1, let's see what it'll be with Ezreal, Ziggs, Alistar, and Braum band away in the second half. Both sides having those top sides fully drafted for our game number 3. I would assume.
Yeah, I'll message you on Twitch.
Number 4 here for Gumayushi and T1.
Yeah, I think you can definitely go for Nash. Looks like it's going to be the pick. So
are we going to get Seraphine again?
We saw the last time T1 were on the stage. It does end up opening up for a lot of, oh wait, we can slow, we can look for picks.
Are we going to get Seraphine again?
Your damage can be relatively lacking if you start to fall behind, since you do have a tank on Top Esports side as well. But I am curious what we're going to get now for Jackie Love again. I think you need wanting something with a little bit of higher DPS on the bottom side can work.
I was about to say Misfortune.
I think either water or Red Bull.
Jackie Love, especially with more of the wombo combo that
or
they're
coffee.
Going for. They are hovering through a few options right now. Oh my goodness, Jackie loves Draven. We've seen so many Dravens come out at this tournament.
I'm ascending.
But into Ashe, I don't know how great of a pick it is. Like, Draven needs to be able to close that gap.
Ashe is so good into Draven.
To slow you, we expect the Seraphine to come through. That's probably why they're hovering a hook champion, someone who can help close that gap.
We're getting Seraphine.
Additional CC.
We're getting Seraphine.
Esports have very much drafted.
Lock it in, Carrier. We already know.
A ton of utility.
We already know.
Area of effect damage, and Jackie Love looking to bring the damage on the back end. T1 considering rather than going for some follow-up on the engage, disengage in the Renata.
I think they have enough engage already with the Ashe and the Scion, even the Pantheon as well.
I love Renata.
T1 trying to set it to be an absolute nuisance.
Aren't we?
As Top Esports go for the engage, because TS's
Aren't
engage
we
is
looking
very
for
telegraphed,
Seraphine?
and it gives you that opportunity to send out the hostile takeover and make things a little bit more difficult, especially if you can look to reflect some of these engage tools by Faker. For Top Esports, they went back towards Comfort once before. It didn't work out. But can Jackie Loves Draven, his signature pick, take them across at least one game?
So I have to pose the question. What is the game plan? What is the most important aspect of this game 3 for Top Esports? Because whether it was a super slow-paced game or a super fast-paced game so far, T1's been the better squad.
Yeah, I think Kanavi's impact on the map and trying to get this Draven ahead is extremely important. Remember that Ashe has such long range as an AD carry, and her poke facilitated alongside the Mel was something that AL really struggled to close the gap against. So in order to be able to find those engages, you need to not only have an advantage with your Draven, but you also have to have good objective setup. And I think that that really has been the area that T1 has gotten the better of Top Esports in this series.
It's not going to be an easy task for Top Esports as we get onto the Rift for game number 3. History is not in their favor. This series has not been in their favor. But they'll have to dig deep if they hope to take down the Korean powerhouse.
The last remaining Chinese team here in Shanghai trying to hold on against the back-to-back world champs as we make our way onto the Rift for game 3.
So immediately I want to draw your attention towards the mini-map. As you'll see on the bot side of the Rift, both top laners investing
back world champs as we make our way onto the Rift for game 3.
So immediately I want to draw your attention
Yeah, whenever I move my
as you'll see on the bot side of the Rift,
headset,
both top laners investing their early
the audio
wards
goes out.
to
That's
help
my bad.
get that control over the early brush, along with a vision invested from Cream towards the mid lane to protect that bottom side jungle.
He's gonna send a picture of me on stream and just be like, just put this. Why does it keep?
Are they gonna?
Not even touching it.
Oh, okay. So they're just gonna clear out the ward for now. But it does mean the reason why you'll see top laners do this specifically is they're like, oh, we don't care if you gank us. It's really not that big of a deal. So instead, save your ward in the bottom lane. Save it for when the junglers are likely going to be ganking you around that 4-minute mark so that you can be prepared and read the play.
Makes it so you're able to poke them down very effectively in the early stages. And if Jackie Love and Hung can't get aggressive in this bottom lane, it is going to be very difficult. And traditionally, that's where I'd look towards the jungle and be like, okay, well, you want to have something that can, you know, facilitate these plays, try and be that spearhead into the bottom lane to enable Jackie Love to follow up. But Kiana is very good at dealing damage, but is not great at setting up. So a huge amount now rests on the head of Hung to see if he can find these crucial hooks when Kanavi makes his way down to the bottom lane.
Earlier I mentioned that I expected Kanavi to start on the top side of the jungle. However, he's actually transitioned over towards bot. We just saw Jackie Love helping him take out that red buff so that he doesn't have to go for an early base is very much what I expect, meaning that he's pathing towards the top side of the map unless he's got some creative early pathing plan.
I hate how awake I am for this game.
I think Kanavi just needs to try.
But then if I think about it,
it's
it's really 1 a.m. back in LA, so it's not that late.
Up with Tarzan and making it really difficult for the Kiana to actually be effective in any of these lanes because the Pantheon is so strong in these early ganks. So if Top Esports are able to desync Kanavi, maybe there is a chance where he can actually get access to the bottom lane when T1 are not on that side of the map.
And you can see in the first couple of games, Owner's performance versus Kanavi, just a much better showing so far from the T1 jungler. A part of more than 80% of the overall
It's 5 a.m., so I've got 30 minutes before I'm lights out. Wait, where are you at?
That they need him
for it to be 5 a.m.
Has been controlling those early games as well, plus 200 gold.
Because I'm EST and it's
just shows he's getting that value early and keeping it.
Oh, he absolutely
Maria,
was.
if you're
And he really has been the
EST,
heart of T1
please
throughout
remember
this year.
that
That's
it
why
was
at this
daylight
World
savings
Championship, so much
time,
praise has been
so
recognized and
your
given to some
clock
of the other
should
members
roll
because
back
of
an
how much
hour
they've
if it
stepped
doesn't
up.
do that automatically.
But so much of
But I know
this
my man
year's
Fakey will
accomplishments
wrap
by
this
T1
up.
have largely been driven
Ooh.
by Ona, who so far in this series has been spectacular.
Doran now could be the target, knocked up into the air by 369 Kanavi. He has the river to try to lock him down. Decimating smash won't matter. It's first blood to Kanavi and Top Esports.
Great patience from Kanavi, waiting for the flash from Doran before
Hey, yo,
he
Top
committed the
Esports,
route,
can y'all just
allowing
bow
him
out
to then
gracefully?
Get the
Come on.
additional W into Q. As Cream getting very
Oh my gosh, he
dangerously
needed
low.
one
Go
more
back away.
auto.
Navi even flashing the JDG logo. Remembering his roots, but we'll have to see now if Faker might be in trouble.
Yeah, Faker, no mana to work with, only 400 HP. Kanavi still has Flash, but Faker has Owner, so that means the top esports have no play to make.
And this is what I was talking about. If Kanavi ever runs into Owner, it's a difficult time because that burst damage from the Pantheon plus the tankiness makes it very difficult for Kanavi
AST,
in the
I
1v1 and 2v2s. But still,
I see.
nice gank in towards the top side. Means that Kanavi going to be able to
Girl,
pick up his
T1
rated
really
dirt
might
and
just
be in a
do
very good
it.
spot as he
Period,
continues out of the map.
Dylan.
Kanavi going to interrupt the back from Owner.
Yeah, Owner losing half HP there. Solar Snare does not hit the Kiana. Owner has to throw up the shield, get a little bit of extra distance and walk away from this one. Meanwhile, bottom side, Jackie and Hong going to be forced back underneath that tier 1 turret. Keria and Gumayushi having a fine time against this Draven bottom lane.
So you asked Flowers, what is it that we want to see from top esports? And for me, it was very much about Kanavi being proactive on the map. And the fact that he's already secured first blood is a great
Dylan,
start. But I want to see him translate that pressure towards that bottom side of the map. Draven as a champion.
Okay, but isn't Owner a hottie?
Simply tied to his passive. He is relatively short range later into
I
the game.
wonder if
Those
Owner
hyper late
is
games
like
becomes
physically
very
hot
difficult to
currently.
execute
I wonder
as
if
the
they have
late game
AC
threats
going
increase.
on in
the
the
mid game is where he
in the
spikes,
stadium.
and you
It's
support
likely that
passive
he
to
might
allow
be
him to
like
spike effectively.
his body temperature might be above
at the moment, though.
above
you can
normal.
look at the
It's
reset coming
likely.
through from Kanavi. He just cleared out his bottom side
Likely.
jungle before going for the reset. which means he
Gumayushi
can't
is
actually get
hot.
involved in the
Oh, you
bottom
think?
lane.
I
And
mean,
then
he
he's gonna
does
move
have on a
back up
jacket.
towards this top side of the map as
He does
well.
have
So
on a jacket,
across
so
the
he
board,
might
it
be.
means that top esports going to be putting a little bit more pressure on the top side. Now,
He
it
might
does
be
mean 369
physically.
going to be able to punish Dorn in the position that he's in. But unless you can get another kill for this Kiana on the top side, it means that Jackie Love is just going to continue to struggle in this bot lane.
Okay, another nice route there with the Solar Snare for Faker. Sets up so well to combine with the Radiant Volley to hit just all of those projectiles immediately there for the follow-up. Faker is playing on a very low amount of health, but Cream doesn't really have the mana to try to punish him. Faker needs to flash away there as Cream goes between worlds, hits level 6, wants to immediately drop that ulti to get the flash out of Faker. Now up in the top side, Ornhorn coming in. Doran's gonna get dove. He tries to pop the shield. He'll die, but 369 will fall too. It's a 1-for-1 here in the top lane.
369's life for Kanavi, making sure this Kiana can continue to get the kills, and this was the trade-off
playing
that we
too
were
much
talking
for
about.
me.
Top
Slick
esports
best
needed to
friend.
invest time on the top half for Kanavi, and they do get the kill.
I mean, normally we see players not really invested into trying to camp Sion, but the fact that Kanavi is the one picking up all these kills, he's built up a very healthy lead.
The way he
beauty of
just
this wave
ults
is it's
back
now
to
pushing
lane.
towards 369, so it doesn't matter that he doesn't have his TP available, but it also especially doesn't matter because he's pathing towards
Yeah,
the bot
bingo,
side of the
Kiri.
map. The Draven going to be the one to send up towards top, secure that wave, and also be in a position to contest the grub spawning in a minute and a bit.
We'll also give Kanavi the level 6 nice and early here as he starts to max.
All right, I
Owner
will
already
check
hitting
after
his.
this game.
He'll be able to move up towards the top half, look towards this big ultimate for the available fights, and Cream has already burned Faker's flash. Now, Faker does have that reflect. You always got to keep bear
Yeah,
that
it
in
was
mind.
only Doran
But
top.
if Kanavi can find Faker in these fights, there is enough burst damage to set up alongside Jackie Love to very quickly erase a T1 member off the map.
I mean, we don't see a lot of Mel in professional play, but Rebuttal is on the same level as something like a Yasuo Windwall with just how team
What
fight
is your
warping
name
it
for
can
your
be
card so I
with
can
the
go ahead and
proper
start
timing.
pulling it
Keria
up?
going to go ahead and clear out the vision from top esports in this Drake pit. Doesn't look like anybody's really concerned with trying to go after that objective here in the immediate future, considering those grubs are only 30 seconds away. 369 down here in the bottom lane. Does still have a little bit of a timer left on the cooldown there for the Unleashed teleport. Same story can be told for Doran, who is still up in the top lane near that grub pit. But I would think that 369
It always trips me
should
out when I
have
see
someone
y'all
ready
have the
to go
chilling
to join
inhales,
the grub fight
exhales.
if that's what
No,
Top
I got
Esports
it.
wants. Remember, they've claimed all
Yeah, you
three
got
grubs
bingo.
in the first 2 games so far.
Jackie Love ticks over to level 6. Gumayushi been sitting on that for a little while, of course.
This is the funniest
Arrow will
free
be something I'll be
space.
keeping our eyes on, especially if you use it in conjunction with
Congratulations.
Owner's ultimate. Yet to see Owner have much impact in this early game, but with the level 6 himself and the Dragon.
All right, so that is the last
first objective of the
official,
game.
like, regular
T1 is looking to
bingo.
Yeah, just the trade.
For
with
Worlds.
Top esports being in a better
Okay.
position on the top side of the map.
For
T1 happy
finals.
to look for this, and they should be able to continue what has
For
been basically
finals.
the Dragon stacking for them all
Bingo
series
will
long.
be a 3x3
Enabling
square.
The ability
Okay.
to play for these team fights.
It's going to be a
later
3x3.
as the game goes on.
and I want somebody to hit blackout. Okay, so we will only be playing blackout bingo for finals.
Looking for
okay,
maybe another opportunity.
Because if you get blackout, you win the world's 2025 box. I'm trying to give out that box. I don't need 2 boxes. You know what I'm saying?
That ultimate continues to get stronger as the stacks continue to grow. For now, though, his priority is
does blackout drug count? Due to unfortunate circumstances.
Just continuing to clear through the camps, but Doran needs to be careful because he doesn't know this, but Kanavi is on the top side of the map and could pay that Scion a visit.
T1, I need y'all
to
lock in for me.
This has kind of been the job that Kerry has been up to all of this early game. Has
They
been
do
making
need
sure
to
he
leave
can be in
Doran alone.
positions where top esports are trying to make plays. But he's going to look for the reset, and the wave is starting to push out. 369. A little bit of trouble on the bot side.
Yeah, Gumayushi making sure he takes this trade as long as he can take it, since there's nothing 369 can do in retaliation. Cream wants Faker. Kanavi goes in. Kanavi takes a lot of damage from the turret, but he gets his man. Now Owner tries to get the follow-up kill, and he flashes for the point-blank Q, so that Kanavi cannot escape. It's a 1-for-1, but it's 3-2 for top esports. They'll claim the feat of warfare.
Owner with the cover, make sure that he's able to get one back, but still, it's Kanavi who is constantly looking for these dives. He is so much more active in this game.
Kanavi making his presence felt.
You can still win blackout bingo tonight. If anybody wins blackout bingo tonight, like,
especially given the
they
health
win the world
discrepancy that we're seeing from Cream right now. Kanavi is snowballing so quickly, though. Already, he has completed the Profane Hydra. And this Kiana is getting accelerated. It's what we wanted to see.
I would love it if
Top
they gave
esports,
up,
they need
not
to
gonna
keep this
lie.
momentum going if they want to start the reverse sweep.
Kanavi and Tarzan being those 2 big LPL junglers throughout all of 2025. Kanavi now on this Kiana. He's 5-1 now, I believe, in professional play this year. So now we'll see, with all the money, with the carry opportunity in his pocket, can he be the one to keep this series alive for top esports, who are now again looking for a dive, this time on Gumayushi. Hong wants to try to get away from the turret, but it's a 1-for-1. Guma does enough damage to make it an even trade.
But top esports are continuously happy to make these plays work. They're getting the kills for Kanavi, but they're crucially getting the kill on the laner, which means
But
you're
as
not
y'all
getting
can
that
see,
same
like, they
experience
can't take
level
fights
towards the
1v1.
individuals
They
of
have to,
and
they have to gang up on our boys.
the Draven. Jackie Love doesn't get the chance to cash in on all
Why do you
those
have a
stacks.
Jhin support right now?
240
Thank
nearly
Carry,
now
bro.
for this Draven. Really would like to get paid and cash out on some of those.
Hey, I mean, there are small optimizations, but Top Esports is definitely making stuff happen, which is more than can be said from what we've seen from them so far in this series. Top Esports want to keep this momentum going. Kanavi hovering around the middle lane. Ona has been continuing to farm through his jungle. He's got a sizable CS advantage, a bit of an XP lead over Kanavi. And the gold overall largely remains even because Gumayushi on the side lane has been farming up those plates along with a bit of a CS lead of his own that Jackie Love has finally been able to close.
Yeah.
Kanavi already an item and a half in, though, before a lot of people have completed their first. This Kian is incredibly strong, but it is going to be a case of trying to find value in these fights. Has to work around carries, ultimates, work around the rebuttal on Faker. But as long as you can do that, I think you're in a decent spot here as top esports to play around your jungler. And oftentimes when we've seen Kanavi in these sort of do-or-die situations, he's taken that mantle on. Like he cast your eyes back to the Belveth that he played for JDG in 2023, saying, I will be the carry, I can do it. Wasn't successful then. But now, with the tournament life on the line, he wants once more to be the carry for his team.
He's looking for Faker yet again. Has the grass enchantment for the invisibility, but he's not going to find the angle. Doesn't have the range. Solar Snare, also not quite the range to catch up to Kanavi there, as Owner is waiting in the jungle. But if you're top esports, if you're Kanavi, you have to know that the bottom lane priority has belonged to T1, so that bottom half of the jungle is not safe.
Good read.
Absolutely. Very, very good reads. Kanavi will
My
get
guy
a
is
few
so
little
hot.
scraps of the
He
Raptor
might
cam.
have been,
Chicken nuggets.
The temperature might have been
20 seconds now until the
in that
dragon
room.
spawns.
That's probably
Bases are going to
why
quickly come through from T1. No TP
Gotta
available
cool
for
down or
Faker, as
something.
Cream is already back out onto the map. No completed item for him, whereas we see the Blackfire Torch now finished for Faker. Top Esports, will they feel confident enough to go for this early fight?
Carrier reminds me of Jason the
Top
Wing.
Esports is setting up around the dragon.
All right,
I'm
top
freaking
esports.
deceased.
30 seconds left on the
That is
clock
diabolical.
until the turret plates fall. So if you're T1 and you want to try to grab one of those instead of going for the Drake, the problem is you're not getting a whole lot of a great chance to do it. 369 still holding the fort up here in the top lane. Now for T1, you do have teleport available on Doran, but there's no teleport for 369.
I think they're looking for a pick on the bottom side with top esports. The between worlds available for Cream, but
Bubbly and
airheaded. Kanavi.
But like not
step away, but top
airheaded in a
esports
bad
invested a lot
sense.
in shifting down towards his bottom side, which means that T1
like a
gets to move in
silly,
towards River first.
stupid.
And critically, 369's teleport
Again,
now is
not
available
stupid
yet
in a
again.
bad
So top
sense,
esports,
but
they're going to try
know
to
what I'm
commit
saying?
everybody to this.
Yeah,
Doran
like
has already
goofy.
teleported into the area first, but Ornn's about to arrive into the mid lane. T1 get engaged on. Hong's ready to go in, but a hostile takeover over the top tries to keep him alive. Carrier staying up here for a little bit longer. Carrier and Faker are both very low. Faker survives. Jackie Love under pressure. Gumayushi wins the AD carry battle.
I really thought
have already lost 3 men.
that top esports was going to win that. It looked bad.
Carrier may have died, Faker may have died, but top esports are going to lose everyone. Owner and Doran bury the last one. It's an ace for T1.
Kanavi got one shot at the start of this fight. Look into the pit as Kanavi goes over the wall. Owner says, not a hope in hell, buddy. Doran and Owner shut him down. And on the top side, as top esports try to make that fight, Jackie Love gets focused down by Gumayushi and cannot make the difference.
I mean, Carrier had a fantastic Renata ultimate on the top side of the fight because it looked like Hong had connected absolutely
That was a
everything.
good ulti, babe.
But once
Good
that
job.
Renata came down, they lost everything.
We're not done though. It's a pick coming in for top esports. They find Carrier in the enemy jungler. They catch T1 unaware. Now Faker with a rebuttal. Hong still manages to close the distance here with the dread line, but Owner's ready to show up and offer a little bit of assistance. Cream in some danger now. There's the execution. There's the damage. There's T1. Owner and Faker get one back as top esports are still on the retreat. Hong now stunned up by the Pantheon. A little bit more damage
I
from
was
the
like,
point blank
girl,
Comet Spear, and Owner's
doing
unstoppable.
Baron.
Top esports take the Herald in the meantime, but it's more kills over to T1.
Top esports looked unsure about what they wanted to achieve. Kanavi was sticking in the pit, whereas the rest of Jackie Love and the rest were trying to move in towards that topside jungle to find the
did cash out before he
Owner
died.
in the enemy jungle, stacking up his Comet Spears, was waiting to see if Kanavi would just greedily jump over the wall and try to start the blue buff. Kanavi finds him there, as now Doran coming in. Big collision on Jackie Love and Gumayushi.
Oh my
picks
gosh.
up the free payday.
Yo, they've kind of been bullying
Flash on
Jackie.
the
Like,
Draven
honestly.
means that T1 can simply run
kinda been
him
bullying
down.
him.
Oh no, Kanavi! What was that? He jumps into the middle of everybody, and the Comet Spear to execute him. The pressure of elimination in the semifinals is crushing Kanavi as Owner tanks up 369
Oh
for
my
the time being. On the pressure
gosh.
onto Guma. Cream goes between worlds, tries to jump in. Gumayushi about to die. The bailout will not save him. Top esports, they need more now. Cream wants to get out, but the solar snare locks him up. Faker gets the return kill as Faker and Carrier duel
Fakey,
with
let me see
Hong
that
and
ulti.
369. A triple to the Ornn as that will be the execution through the Golden Eclipse for Faker
did it for
to
me.
take out Hong.
Blood has made its way to the Rift as both teams have taken the gloves off. Top esports don't want to walk away with nothing, so they bring the fight
They're
to T1.
annihilating.
It ends up, considering the gold
They're
deficit, quite
annihilating.
good for them, finding a couple of kills. The problem is it's the Ornn getting the shutdowns. 1,000 gold secured by 369 after he takes out Owner, but the ulti back in from Owner, who's been having a fantastic game 3. 6-1-1 the scoreline. Let's look back as this is started by Kanavi getting caught.
This started horribly because they've just lost Jackie Love in the back.
Nah, because Owner is diabolical
and
with
then
that.
T1 think
Come on,
maybe,
bro.
hang on, we
Be
don't
for
want to be
real.
around here as top esports look to collapse. 369 gets a good Ornn ultimate to set up for Hong and Cream to go for the in-between worlds. But as you call it, Betty, it's all this extra gold
Wait, back
going on
home,
towards the burn from
it's
369,
1 a.m.
taking that one. Cream then gets
They're
focused
gonna
down
end
as
before
Faker
2.
comes in through that bottom side. And it's
This
just
means
369
that this
getting so much of
series
this gold.
The TP in from
was
Faker towards the Raptor
done
pit. He pushed
faster
out
than
that top
KT
wave. He
versus
arrived
CFO.
behind and provided the much needed
they
damage to help
3-0
get a few kills
quickly.
back for T1, but we return to the Rift as they push on the top side.
Kanavi goes in, but his ultimate doesn't get a lot. Owner with the shield ready to continue the counterattack as Hong will be first to die. Faker takes the kill, and 369's their next target. Solar Snare won't hit him. Ornhorn maybe for the counterattack. 4-man knockup from 369, but it is not enough. T1
Yeah, but this started
still over 2,000 gold
after
ahead. Whirling
daylight.
Death will not find a snipe.
It started an
It
hour
feels
after
like Top
daylight
Esports
savings
is getting
time.
desperate. They force a 4 versus 5. Cream is in the bottom lane with no TP available. That pressure is now even going to be matched by Doran. It won't convert into major objectives, but T1 find themselves more kills.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and it feels like desperation for Top Esports, because that's exactly what it is. T1 have run this region for such an incredibly long time,
morning,
and it feels
hello.
like it's just going to be another notch in Faker's bedpost as they start to move forward.
And we can see the engage comes through. The combination between 369 and Kanavi takes off half of Owner's HP, but that's all it does. Gumayushi and Faker are completely safe. They know they have the numbers advantage. Jackie Love is afraid to approach with the collapsing Scion, and it converts into 2 kills for T1.
There's just no damage there every single time. Like, great knockup from 369.
Not Carrier over there laughing.
We might be fighting once more. Rift Herald summing up mid lane here from Top Esports. But T1 are looking to knock the thing down before it ever even gets to charge. Plus 25 gold, might as well have been a melee minion. T1 hold the line there, and
Wait,
now
what,
the
Dark?
next Drake has spawned. Whoever secures this objective will secure the feats of strength. T1 first to the area, control of the bot side river, trying to defend their
Sereni,
control
they
ward.
are
Jackie Love has
key-keying
the
and
axis spinning, ready to step up, try to
Their
clear the
way to
vision.
victory,
Cream
bro.
pincering around, looking to try to cut off T1, coming behind them. Top Esports backing away now on the main front. Cream shows himself,
What
ready
does
to
that
try to
even
enter in the
mean,
fight now,
Darth?
but a lot of lockdown.
That's
Nobody
so
finds
weird.
the first kill. Kanavi is dead. Cream's next to follow. Top Esports jungler is caught again, and now everyone else has to run. Jackie Love with the flash over the wall just to try to survive. Hong is running. T1, they want more kills. 369 and Jackie get
Straight
enough
face
distance to
gang,
get
where
away.
you at?
But T1 have claimed the feats, claimed the Drake, claimed the tier 1 turret. Otacon's live on the map, and T1's got a 4,000 gold lead at Soul Point.
Renata stocks are going to be at all-time high after this game. Keria with another fantastic ult as they just see Cream go invisible, thinking that might be the engage, but immediately Keria responds, and T1 are able to chase down the back line as there's nothing Top Esports can do.
It's so difficult for Jackie Love to do anything in these fights. He was just pushed back by Doran. He was tickling this Scion as the rest of T1
This man is
handled the flank from
laughing.
Cream, shut down Kanavi,
This y'all's
and
man.
won in a landslide
He
victory.
laughing at the
They
enemy
find
team.
themselves at Soul Point. They're looking to go 3-0 in this series.
He
369 will
he
flash
said, "Haha,
away.
too easy."
T1 are in the heads of Top Esports.
My man is so
Top
hot.
Esports
I
look
mean,
completely
so are the rest of his
frazzled right
team,
now. 20 minutes
my
in
man is
to
so
this
hot.
third and potentially final game in this series. Potentially the last game they will play at Worlds 2025.
You know
they
what?
have not
Heck
made it
yeah.
to the semifinals
Heck
since
yeah.
2020. It's been 5 years for Top Esports getting back to this point. They've never made it to the finals, and T1 wants to keep it that way. Faker's the target for Top as he tries to get the route to buy himself a little bit more time, but Faker is shut down. Cream's the target now for T1. Flashes over the wall, but Owner's ready to flash follow. Cream dies, mid for mid. Gumayushi with a flash forward, and he's putting arrows into Jackie Love's back. Jackie gets away with a Kim Tech blast call.
Oh my gosh,
but the
he's
rest of
dead.
the arrows continue to
One more
focus
auto?
fire. One more volley takes him out, and Gumayushi gets it done.
T1 will not let Top Esports rest. It has been so many years that they've continued
No,
to
this
find
is
flicks
sad.
and plays.
No, literally,
And
Tate,
Kanavi
this is
again
sad.
just picking the wrong moments. He goes in, he survives for now, but it costs Hong's life this time instead. T1, 4,000 gold
This
lead
is
still,
sad.
Soul Point still. And look at the mini map. It looks like a Christmas
And y'all,
tree
this is
of red
happening on a
pings.
world stage
Everybody's
in
calling
front of
for Ottawa.
thousands of
Owner
people.
adds another notch to the spear as he goes to 9-1-3 here at the 2025 semifinals. What a monstrous series it has been from him as
Well,
the early
boom,
game was going the
Damien.
way of
About to
Kanavi,
get
but
it.
the rest of it has gone the
3
way
in
of
a row.
Owner.
12 years T1 have beaten the LPL in best of fives at Worlds. 5 years.
Yeah,
Top
that whole
Esports not
LCK
making it to
4 seed
finals.
stuff is
3
such,
last
like,
years it has been T1 that have taken
BS,
down 369,
because,
and it looks like that
like,
reign will continue.
It has been 2 years in a row where
Faker
T1
looks
like
the start
absolutely
of something,
sucked
but
donkey
the collapse from T1 is just so
during
fast. Owner and
like
Doran are
LCK
there
regular
to shut
season,
down Cream. Jack
and then they
and
just
369
turn it on
trying
during
to
Worlds.
regroup, but
They just turn it
then
on.
become the targets of the hunt.
Just like
the
fully.
slows from Gumayushi set up for the chase onto Jackie Love as he desperately tries to escape. It
That
is
man
not
said,
enough,
"Let me auto
as the
this
single kill
plant so I can
onto
get out."
Faker costs them 2 on the escape.
Using the death
The
method.
clock ticks ever forward against top
That was
esports.
such a good Worlds,
T1.
the whole
It's
death.
75 seconds
DRX.
until the Chimtech Soul spawns. Kanavi on the flank. He's got to find some
Period,
sort of a major redemption play. He finds
Everything
a route on
else
the
is
carry
just
and nothing more.
practice.
Now he's marked. Kanavi trying to do something
They're
on
just
the side,
using
but it's Hong here on the
regular
front line
season
that's taking
as
most burns.
scrims.
Owner's still in the middle of everybody. The redemption coming
That's
in
all.
to save him, and the bailout does just that. Cream at least gets one. Hong
GG's.
at 200. Jackie Love trying to fight, but the decimating smash guarantees that he can't. Gumayushi knocked down as we've got a 3 for 2 favoring T1. Faker's not even been in the fight though, and Mel is ready to make her arrival. Cream, the only damage really left for the side of top esports.
Oh my
Faker
gosh,
pops
look
the
at how they
rebuttal, and Carry is
CC'd
still
the
alive.
Ornn.
Solar Snare locks
Just
up the
perma
Ornn,
CC.
and 369. The countdown's about to hit 0.
Babe.
They're just waiting, trying to stall this out as long as they can. Make sure that he's not alive at all for the Dragon Soul. They'll kill the Ornn, and it's another team fight for T1.
It's simply a brawl in the mid lane. Fists go flying as Hong looks for a hook. Carrier being zoned off on the side. Owner tanks it initially, but he has the bailout to bring him back into the action. The ulti from
They
Kanavi
said
really
we
doesn't
gon'
convert
play with
into
our
much.
food.
He ends up falling first, and as the rest of top esports try to keep the fight going, Gumayushi does everything he can to take out Jackie Love.
And it was a success. The 80 carries managing to battle it out and take them down. But now you can
I
see
think they know
369
their
just
fate has
perplexed.
been
He's trying
sealed.
desperately on this Ornn to find some way to structure the fights, but T1 are not letting them find their footing. And now Jackie Love up in topside, threatening a Baron, but I think T1 happy to take that fight if it comes to us.
T1 pushing their way into the top side river.
Faker has
Dag,
won
you
so many
mentioned
Worlds.
early
He
that
says
lifetime
this
record of
year
T1 against the
it's
LPL
for Bay,
at Worlds. Jackie
and
Love
so he's
forced
getting
the
me
flash
a
of
Mel
the wall.
skin.
Doran
Oh my
flashing
gosh.
after. Here comes
I
the
feel so
Comet Spear
special.
ready to fly over the
It's
top.
the
of
little
estimating
things.
Smash, but redemption keeps Jackie
It's the
alive.
little things
Maybe
he
the kill
does.
from Kanavi, but no. At least Faker should die here through the bailout, so Cream's gonna get the credit on that one.
I
But
think you
T1
caught
aren't
him.
done. Cream goes between worlds. 369 with a 2-man knockup. Top esports. They found Gumayushi, but they have to trade Cream. Jackie's still alive for a little bit more damage as Carrier, Owner, and Doran want some more. Hong gets almost
some
caught
more.
by the hostile takeover, but it's
Want some
369
more.
focused instead.
Go on,
T1,
Queen.
their carries might be down, but they still find another kill. Doran goes on a rampage, and the
Dang,
three
bro, even when they
remaining
get the
men on
kill, or
T1
even when they get the
knock down
carries,
tier
Faker
2.
and Guma,
369 survives for so long.
They still
but it's
win the
only so he
fight.
can shed more tears as T1 continue to buckle the knees of top esports. There is little that they can do in this scenario.
Yeah,
they
they're
just don't have
they're
enough
just
damage.
doing everything
I mean,
for fun.
top esports are coming very close in a number of these fights, but as you said, Dagda, they're just a little too behind in the gold.
Now, come on,
Very
y'all.
forced
If top
play comes
esports were
through
to advance
from
to
T1.
finals,
A nice
would this have been
execution
fun
onto
to
Faker
watch?
ends up being traded with
No.
Kanavi. Meanwhile, underneath the tower here, you've got Doran and Owner tanking so many tower shots. Cream with a good ulti, 369 with a good ulti of his own, but then Cream closes the gap too much. The target focus from T1 allows them to get the kill onto
Everyone was
Cream,
good this series.
and then it's just a
Everyone on
retreat from the
T1
side of top esports.
was fed good tonight. They
Once
were.
again, T1 taking
were
control over
indeed.
the topside river. They will immediately start up the Baron. They
Not
eliminated
the
IG
quotations
in the
on
only
top
play-ins game at Worlds
esports.
2025. They eliminated AL in the
Aw,
quarters. They're
man.
about to eliminate top esports here in the semifinals.
technically on
Kanavi
top
takes the arrow,
in terms
and there's
of
no way
deaths
he's getting
this
away
game.
from that one. The Baron secured by T1. There's no neutral objectives to care about on the map right now. And there's 35 seconds until the enemy jungler is back alive.
T1 and eliminations at Worlds are just a different beast altogether. And top esports are all too familiar with it. Quarterfinals, semifinals, it does not matter. T1 only see victory.
T1 with the Baron pushing into the enemy base now. Doran happy to tank the turret. T1 continuing their push straight through that mid lane inhibitor. Sidewaves not really set up for a successful multi-lane push. So T1's just gonna keep going straight for the Nexus. Here comes the Grand Star.
We're going to finals. We're going to finals.
As Cream and Kanavi
We're going to
scramble to stay alive, but nobody on top esports has anything to stop T1. It's only the mid laner left. They'll get the final kill. And yet,
T1. Guys, we're going to freaking finals!
Have set the stage
oh my
God. For the World Finals Telecom War.
We're going to
At the World Championship, it is T1 that define excellence.
I'm so happy.
In a row, they will return to
okay,
the World Final.
one in chat if you think Guma or Doran will emote. One in chat if you think Guma or Doran will emote in these post little moments.
And 80%
I think we're gonna see someone emote. I think we're gonna see someone emote.
At this level of competition, but he continues to show
They
up
really
year
did it,
after
guys.
year after year.
They really did it.
Incredible showing from T1.
Are we really gonna win 3 years in a row?
Again.
Oh,
now it's
nice.
time for us
GG's, boys.
to go ahead and toss this one back to our
GG's.
analysts.
GG's, boys.
Ends not in a bang, but in a whimper for the last representative of the LPL in their own house in Shanghai as they once again walk into the
A joint
wall
wedding?
that is
Absolutely.
T1 and Faker at Worlds.
And it's just another notch for T1, and it really hammers home again that we are in the I don't know
Faker,
how
give us
many
something.
era of T1.
We love you.
Standing ovation. What a series.
Yeah.
For him, right?
I mean,
Not for TS.
it wasn't much of a series, but great for T1.
Wait, we want the
And
emotes.
I
We want the
think
emotes. I'm
big
sorry,
difference,
GG, top
like,
esports, we want the
in terms of,
emotes.
like actual analysis of this series.
We want the emotes.
Came from nullifying Kanavi in the jungle, right? Because you saw whenever TES were trying to make plays, T1 was there stymieing them at every turn.
I mean, I just think it's another incredible
Wait, where's
performance
everybody
from
else?
T1. You just can't say enough. 4
Dang
straight
it!
World Finals.
we wanted the
Ridiculous.
emotes.
8 out of 10 times Faker has made World Finals when he goes. He's now going for his 6th World Championship. It is just unmatched. It will
Bye,
never be
babe.
matched.
See you
He's
at finals.
So far beyond the game to me that he is just one of the most dominant people in sport, period, ever.
Yeah, and we were talking about it just here before, right? It is such a long
Alright,
career,
y'all.
and you've had to come up with monikers for him over and over. It was the young
Oh, I
upstart
think we
that
got an
won
interview.
Worlds. That was the start of a dynasty.
Yeah, I think
It
we're
was
gonna
the
get an
T1
interview.
dynasty with the back-to-back victories. It was the unkillable Demon King. It was the captain that led his team when the rest of his team fell short. It was the other way around when
Greatest
the rest
of
of his
all
team stood in
time.
for him and made him shine as well into now this narrative that was slumbering already with beating the LPL, but in the last couple of years, specifically in 2023, going
Got the
through
drink
that,
and me going
bracket,
back to
showing
back.
that the LPL was no match for him at Worlds and that he does it again in this bracket today.
And to me, it's now about the longevity. It's about the fact that he has become the timeless one. You know, he is someone who just never is seeming to fade, is always able to maintain that level. And it's just a beautiful thing to see.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm glad you brought up in sport because I feel like we were just having this conversation walking down the street the other day where we were like, who is the Faker of like bleh? There is no Faker of any other traditional sport that we could think of. Like we started with esports, we moved to traditional sports. nothing really came to mind off the rip. And that just shows how dominant he is. And the most impressive thing is something we brought up.
But
there you go. At the beginning of the day was how many times
World's
he's had to
Finals
reinvent
next week.
himself to stay relevant with this Mel pick kind of coming out of nowhere.
But I want to draw a pass faker, right? Because obviously everything will always gravitate towards him, but we also need to be... The last time that T1 was in the World's Finals was 2021. It was EDG versus DK. Back then, that was the debut of the four-man core that stands to this day. Keria, Gumayushi, and Owner. And I think that even today, we also need to highlight again. And I'm not here trying to dig on Doran. I think he actually had a great series. His words has been solid so far. But that three-man unit for me is something that we keep going back to the stability of Gumayushi, the carry potential of Keria, the way he takes over games, and Owner, who just is one of the most reliable junglers that we have seen here. As my boy Doran, or actually our boy Doran, getting the highest damage in the game as well.
I love Doran, and I gotta say it's crazy because everyone knows Faker's the GOAT, but that core that you're talking about, it's inarguable. They have to be in the greatest for their position ever, these kind of talks, because they are there for so many World Finals in a row. Even though they did it in a much more condensed amount of time, they have accomplished more than many of the greatest players ever did in a full decade.
Absolutely, and now they are playing another grand final just next week. And since you didn't want to celebrate Doran,
hey, don't throw me on the
Ooh,
Doran
standing by on stage for the Verizon post-game interview, where he will be talked to by Candice, if my eyes don't deceive me.
再一次恭喜 T1 获得本场比赛的胜利。我们邀请到的是 T1 的上单选手 Doran， 也有请他和大家打声招呼。
먼저 인사 한마디 부탁드리겠습니다. Could you say hi to the fans?
안녕하세요. T1 탑라이너 도란입니다.
Hi, this is T1's top laner Doran.
今年我们世界赛的主题是争者留其名，而多兰选手，你的名字也即将会出现在全球总决赛决赛的舞台上。 你即将登上那一个所有选手都梦寐以求的舞台，这也是你职业生涯第一次踏上决赛舞台，而召唤师奖杯就在你的身后，同样的也是近在咫尺。所以你此刻有怎样的感想呢？
Congratulations on the victory. This year's World's theme was Name Etched in Battle, and this is also your very first World's Finals of your career. With the championship trophy now so close, what kind of feelings do you have at this moment?
입장하면서 트로피를 봤는데 너무 가슴이 벅찼고 꼭 저거를 갖고 싶다라는 마음이 많이 들어서 오늘 열심히 했던 것 같습니다.
When I was making my way to the stage, I was able to see the trophy, the Summoner's Cup, and I really want to have that in my hands. That made me want to play even better, even harder today.
但是在今天的这一场比赛当中，当队伍需要的时候，你依旧会拿出自信的战士类的英雄。 所以，当你拿出不同类型英雄的时候，会有怎样不同的心态呢？
She has, Phoenix.
Previous matches,
all of the girls have been eating.
You're often
every single last one.
But today, when the team needed it, you brought out the bruiser champions. How different does it feel to play these different types of champion? What kind of mindset do you switch back and forth?
메타라고 생각했기 때문이고 또 상황에 따라 필요한 챔프들 언제든지 다 꺼낼 수 있다고 생각해서 마음가짐은 카미 같은 경우에는 탱커와는 다르게 좀 상황을 만들어줘야겠다는 마인드로 임했던 것 같습니다.
I've been playing a lot of champions because it is the tank champion meta on the top lane, but I'm always ready to play different type of champions when the situation needs me to play different kind of champions. The mindset that I had when I was playing Camille, I was like, unlike other tank champions, I should be able to set things up for my team as well.
两种英雄都发挥得非常的好。我还记得你在刚刚加入 T1 的时候，曾经在直播当中说，一切就好像是梦一样。 现在我坐在了 T1 的基地当中，而你也未曾辜负这一份机遇。面对重重的压力，你不断的证明自己，也让大家记住了这一个 T1 多兰。所以你觉得自己加入 T1 之后，给你带来最大的改变会是什么呢
I still remember when you first joined T1 and you said on your stream that it feels like a dream. I cannot still believe that I'm actually sitting in T1's facility. And since then, you have worked so hard in order to make everyone to remember the name T1 Doran. What do you think has changed you the most since joining T1?
경기 한 판 한 판에 되게 스트레스를 많이 받고 또 좀 마음의 여유가 없었는데 이제 팀원들의 강한 멘탈리티를 보면서 저도 많이 배웠고 또 그런 것들이 지금 이렇게 월드 결승을 진출하는 그런 성과를 이룬 것 같습니다.
In the past, I used to get so stressed out by every single result of each game, and I didn't really have a lot of time to focus on what's next. You know, I was so stressed out by every single result, but after joining T1, I was able to see how mentally strong my teammates are, and I was able to learn so much from them. And with that, I was able to make it to the World's Finals.
所以你也一直在燃烧着自己，同样的也守卫了 T1 的荣耀。那现在你们即将步入决赛的舞台，你有什么想要对这一些并肩同行的队友们说的呢？
Throughout this year, in T1's voice comms, T1 players and coaches have always been there encouraging you. But today, you gave it everything you had, defending T1's honor with your own strength. What message would you like to share with the team?
네, 1년 동안 너무 힘든 순간도 많았지만 지금까지 같이 해서 버텨서 이겨냈던 것 같고 이제 일주일 남았으니까 모든 걸 쏟아부어서 꼭 일주일 후에 웃고 있으면 좋겠습니다.
We have gone through so many hardships this year, but we were able to overcome this because we were together. Now we only have one more week to go. Let's give it our all, and I hope we are smiling next week.
那其实之前多兰选手也说过，在瑞士轮阶段，你们面临了很多的挑战，就好像是一个个的死胡同，但是每一个死胡同尽头都是观众们的欢呼声。那今天你在现场有没有感受到他们的欢呼？而这些欢呼有没有给到你动力呢？
In the previous teaser, you said everything looks like a dead end. But at the end of every dead end, there's always the sound of cheers of T1 fans. Tonight, did you feel that loud cheer you talked about? How much motivation did their voices give you?
네, 이렇게 타국에서 또 큰 경기장에서 좋은 경기 할 수 있는 게 너무 큰 행운이라고 생각하고 또 항상 팬분들의 응원 덕분에 지치지 않고 잘 달려갈 수 있는 것 같습니다. 감사합니다.
I am very, very lucky to be able to perform on such a big stage, also abroad. It's all thanks to this energy, the cheer, the support coming from the fans. You guys make me keep going. Thank you very much.
各位召唤师们，就让我们成都再见。
All right, y'all.
And that whole interview to me is such a microcosm of Doran, a player that is
all right.
Insanely endearing, right? This is a player that
this is going to be my last stream. I'll probably stream once I get back to LA. I'm not gonna stream like today or tomorrow for sure. Once I'm back in LA, I'll start back up my regular streams, so I'll be back at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Only time I will be streaming at this time again is no, you don't have to do anything. I'll be DMing all of the bingo winners probably this week to get everything sorted. But I added your name to the list. Worlds is Saturday, okay? Worlds is Saturday at 11 p.m. PST. which will be what, 12/1/2, 2 a.m. EST. If you live anywhere else, you'll have to do your own conversion. So 11 p.m. PST, 2 p.m. or 2 a.m. EST. That is when World's Finals is, okay? I will be co-streaming that. All right, I will not be co-streaming in China, but I'll be co-streaming it from my normal spot. Amazing. I'm just glad. I'm just so happy we made it to finals again. I really, really hope that T1 wins, but I do think finals is going to be hard, y'all. It's not going to be an easy battle. KT looks absolutely freaking phenomenal. Okay? But amazing 3-0. Thank you guys for watching with me. I love y'all so freaking much. I'll see y'all probably Tuesday or Wednesday. But until then, I wish y'all nothing but W's in your games, bountiful LP, and the lowest ping you could ever imagine. Again, thank y'all so much for being with me along this entire journey. And I will see y'all on Saturday. Until then, y'all have a good night. Bye-bye.